going on, everybody? It's the heel that you love to hate, O'Shea Jackson Jr., a.k.a. Petty Guerrero.
Hey, yo, it's me. It's the T-double-O, the J-I-double-G, TJ Jefferson. What up, no?
TJ, we got a special guest today.
We absolutely do.
This man has seen more world championships than the Clippers, than the Cowboys, than the Mets, and the Sixers combined.
That is so unnecessary, but it's
TJ,
true.
Please,
it is true.
TJ, we have a guest.
True. Yeah, that's true.
From spinning titles to Spinacata, we're going to go all over the globe with this man. He's been around the world in III, the Never Seen 17. The Invisible One is with us. John Cena.
Man, what an introduction. Thanks.
Yeah, man.
We pride ourselves on the intro.
That was great. Nailed it.
Very important, man.
Thanks for having me, by the way.
Thank you for having us, John Cena.
For sure.
It's your show.
Yeah, I know, man. But I've told this story a few times now on how we even got here. So could you put it in your words? How did you pick NCW?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So pretty big moment in my life happened in December.
Yeah.
When I chose to close an in-ring chapter in WWE and retired. And shortly thereafter, you, on behalf of No Contest, posted a 5-minute monologue that really struck to one of my core values, respect. And what I admired about it most is you spoke honestly in saying that, hey, this guy might have not have been the guy I was rooting for, but we all still kind of needed him for these reasons.
Yeah.
And man, I sent it to everyone that I love.
Wow.
And everyone that I love was like, yo, this is class. And I was trying to think of how could I believe respect is a boomerang. You throw some out, some comes back. And I wanted to try to thank you. But instead of, I guess doing it in an avenue that wouldn't help your business, I thought that the greatest form of respect I could give was to be here in person to say thank you. That meant a lot to me, meant a lot to the people I care about, which means you raised our morale, gave us a little
hell yeah,
one of these. It was a really needed 5 minutes of reflection from a source that I don't know. I guess I wouldn't have looked to. So to me, in my eyes, that means at least for 5 minutes you were doing great work. And I wanted to say thank you. And certainly now that I'm learning more about your story, congratulations on your success.
Thank
I know you guys came out of the gate swinging. Hopefully folks will tune in and pay attention to us shooting the shit for a while and having a good time. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, when it didn't hit me that you were leaving until the match and the promos, and I'm like, man, like John Cena's like low-key a big part of my life, and so it didn't feel right to just for us to have that episode and just do a recap of the match and just like, man, it happened. I was watching with my sister Karima, whose birthday it is today. Happy birthday, Kareem. And my little brother Sharif, you're his hero.
He's here.
Yeah, he's here. Yeah, that's my dog. And like when it comes to C Nation, like Sharif is the guy. So for everything that you've done in your career, we were sitting and kind of like going over like, man, this is really about to be it.
Yeah.
And so I sat with myself and I was like, what would I love to just make sure it gets out there? If no one else is going to say it, like if NCW could give a gift to John, this is what I want.
By the way, nobody else said it. So thank you,
bro.
And it also, selfishness aside, because I was very moved by your words. But if that was just 5 minutes of anyone catching that on the internet, it also shows your depth of field. It shows you guys know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And nowadays, in an era where if you have a device, you have a voice.
Yeah.
Our marketplace is certainly flooded with its share of critics and I guess self-proclaimed professionals. And immediately that puts down a business card on behalf of No Contest Wrestling that you guys know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So I love wrestling as much as any fan. So when I can get to sit with people who know what they're talking about and are not afraid to express their opinions, that's always a good conversation.
Yeah.
You're gonna love it here.
You hit me up and you were like, I want to do this for John at the beginning of the episode. What do you think? And I was just like, absolutely. Like, because you do mean so much. Like,
for those out there who haven't seen it, go back and watch it. I think you posted it in mid-December.
Yeah.
At the very least, so you can get on, comment, and talk shit.
Oh yeah.
Please. That's what we do.
You know,
we digest information, then we fire back. So kick the bee's nest, whatever. Go back and watch it. I thought it was great. So thank you.
Yeah. And then and so when it came out that you got the phone call, why don't you take everybody through that?
All right. So
and I'll tell you what I was doing at that.
Let me tell you how my morning went.
Okay.
Finding out about you. So I'm getting up to go pick up my daughter from school, and I like to go 2 hours early because the parking sucks and those moms are vicious. So I like to go 2 hours early.
I found this out. I called him one day. I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm in line for pick." I'm like, "School doesn't end for 2 hours."
I know.
He's like, "No,
I just got to get in front of the school.
Got to be there, man.
So my
Appreciate
agent,
that, by the way.
Yeah, my agent calls me. Well, the agency calls me, and then my agent called right after the agency's number. So I was like, "Oh no." I go online. I'm not trending. Nothing.
Oh my goodness!
I'm like,
The
oh
death
my
scare.
God.
Yes.
So I'm like, all right.
Am I living the nightmare?
Yeah. Is it today?
Yes.
So nothing's wrong. So I call her back. Shout out to Sam. I'm like, hey, what's going on? She says, I think I have something that you're really gonna like. Now, TJ, it wasn't money, which was crazy. But so then she explained, she was like, yeah, John Cena wants to come on the pod. I said, what are you talking about?
John Felix
Like,
Anthony.
like John Cena.
Because there is another one out there. Big ups to John Fabulous.
There's a guy named John Fabulous Cena out there.
That is my dad, John Cena, as an 81-year-old wrestling manager in the New England areas. You can see him. If you go to the right promotion. John Fabulous.
So she explained everything to me, and I was so like, I couldn't hear her because all I was thinking is, what do I want to talk to him about? Like, what are we gonna like? How are we gonna do this? And then when she said in person, if I wasn't parked, it would have caused an accident because it was just like we put a lot into this show. It's all fun and games. I get to talk with one of my friends about wrestling every week and recap, but we want to be great.
Yeah.
We want to be great. We want to have motion in this wrestling world that we as kids never thought, we'd be able to be a part of or
be the
straw that stirs the drink.
We're always like, it's not a game. Like,
And this is one of those milestones in a podcast career that's only a year old, so it's important.
Well, thanks for saying that.
Yeah.
I don't believe that time under tension should be the only measure of opportunity. And sometimes opportunity, you get it. You can't control when you get it. You can control what you do with it. That being said, you guys were kind enough to talk about formalities like European bankers for the first 12 minutes. I got to give you 12 bonus minutes at the end of the conversation because I know we're going to get into some good stuff.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
Absolutely. Now, let's get into the interview, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's go for it.
I need to know, when did you get bit by the wrestling bug?
When I was a kid. I'm in the right age for national television broadcasts, cable television, like the advent of all that. The national conquest of WWF. The first time I saw wrestling was on MTV when they co-branded and they showed Hogan versus Sheik when Hogan won the title and started the Rock and Wrestling connection. I wasn't supposed to watch MTV. My parents hated it, but my dad loved wrestling. And the fact that MTV and wrestling were doing business was a win on both sides. I could watch MTV and I could go beat my brothers up, and it was great. But my dad is, and that's why I say, he's still an 81-year-old wrestling manager. He is a fan, a very opinionative fan. And we don't see eye to eye on a lot of wrestling opinions, but I appreciate his perspective. It's fueled a lot of our relationship, which is great. We always have wrestling. And he was one of the first houses in our small town to get cable. Because with cable, you could watch World Class. That was on ESPN. You could watch AWA on ESPN. I used to stay up with him and watch Glow. We used to watch Saturday Night's Main Event, every WWF program. wrestling was on in the 80s.
Yeah.
You know, so I got to see NWA was on TBS.
Yeah. 605.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah. So like you got to see all this great stuff. And it was really like I never played catch with my dad. He's not a big sports guy. Imagine that, a New England guy, like not a sports guy, but he's a big wrestling guy. So we just bonded through wrestling. And with a family of 5 brothers, we always wanted to beat the shit out of each other, but we could do it under the guise of wrestling. So I mean, we had like a wrestling league in the basement. We each had characters. Like I knew sometimes if I was a certain character, I was doing the job. Like without knowing the insides of the business, we made our little promotion, like our little imagination land.
What was the promotion?
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah.
But there's like I kept one of the paper belts I made. Like I have one half of the United States Tag Team Championships, but WWE always shows
that picture,
a shot of me with like the championship of the universe. It's got all the flags on it and everything. Like it was the belts got more intricate as they got more important.
Of course.
But we had enough belts so everyone could have a belt. So I can't remember the name of the promotion, but we would keep track of wins and losses, and like momentum and all that. Like it was crazy. We had no idea how the business worked. But in us just being imaginative, we were working ourselves into the work.
Right.
It was crazy. Just as young, ignorant kids. So like that's like 6 on. And admittedly, I kind of fell out of it when Hogan switched, because right at the time where I was like a young adult, where it's like I was so passionate about this thing where I want to be a wrestler. And it's not like now where like WWE actively recruits or there's a bunch of promotions. It was still like Carnival hidden. Killer Kowalski School was like 25 minutes from my house. I never knew it existed.
Oh.
Like for real, I trained out in Orange County here. Like by accident, I found that place. It was just really guarded. And nowadays it's way more open, especially with like opportunities like Next in Line and all that. You can pull from a lot of different pools, but it was just so guarded back then because there was only so many segments on TV, you know?
Yeah. And so when you finally, you know, you make that decision and you find where you're going to learn to wrestle, can you think of your welcome to wrestling moment? Either a bump that put you on your ass or like something that let you know like, all right, this is my new everyday.
So like, I remember I came back into wrestling during the Attitude Era. Yeah. And that's right when I was in college. And that's kind of when like Tough Enough was a thing. And they kind of started like, this is kind of how you become a wrestler. Okay. And I remember Tony Atlas had a promotion that was going to come to Springfield College and do a one-off. And they were going to let 2 students wrestle. Yeah. So I was sure as shit going to be one of those 2 students. So I was practicing like taking moves on like a gymnastics floor, which has no give. It's not like it sucks.
Yeah.
But I was, for a month and a half, I was like self-coaching myself. No trampoline, no nothing. Okay. And then they canceled. So like I dyed my hair and like came up with a character. It was like I was right back where I was as a 8-year-old kid. And you know, I was an offensive lineman in football. So a majority of the game, you get this shit kicked out of you. And you never, for no glory, you never get your name in the paper. And you just go back and do it again, like a lunch pail guy. Yeah. So when I found UPW in Orange County, my wrestling moment was seeing the ring. Like, oh, this isn't a gymnastics floor. There's turnbuckles, there's ropes. I'm doing this. And it was never, and this is why I advocate that, like, you never know when opportunities going to hit you. It was never, I'm going to do this professionally. Okay. It was, I am going to professionally suck at work and work like the shittiest jobs to weekend warrior the fuck out of this. Right. Like, I am going to make every barbecue, every flea market, anybody who books me. I love this. And I'm going to do whatever I can and find a job that'll be nice with it. It's kind of like how working actors get jobs so they can go on auditions. Yeah. But I had no aspirations of ever making any money. It was like people play golf during the weekend. It was my golf.
Yeah, right.
And I loved practice. Like, you couldn't tear me away from the ring. I would practice as much as anyone because I wasn't as gifted as those who were really good. Like, I came up with Samoa Joe, Frankie Kazarian, Chris Daniels, Tom Howard, Sylvester Terkay, like watching those guys perform. I'm like, I better get to work. And that leveled up when I went to Middle America with OVW when I come in for the first day at Davis Arena and Shelton Benjamin just hops up and walks the top rope. I'm like, yo, and then the next dude I see is Batista. And then the next dude I see is Brock Lesnar. And I'm like, yo, I better get to work.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I've always kind of been in a position to hit above my weight class, but it's always motivated me to be like, I like this. I'd like to keep doing it.
I was in public school until 7th grade, and my parents took me out. I was homeschooled from 7th through 11th. I came back for senior year high school. But I remember all my friends I used to play basketball with, like, you think that you're going to see them again. And then when Dominique Hayes is dunking now and you're just still doing layups, I'm like, all right, I'm done with that. Maybe the Lakers ain't for me.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna be an actor.
John, you talk about your time. You came out to LA, Orange County. You famously said you lived in your car.
Yeah.
You did whatever you needed to do.
And I always need to preface, like, I wanted to live in my car.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's there are people who
do
not have
Yeah.
a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
I had safety, shelter, and a roof over my head back home in West Newbury. I wanted to give it a go, and I loved it.
Yeah.
You know, so what? You're living in a Lincoln Continental for a couple of months.
I was about to say Lincoln Continental,
dude. And I was working at Gold's. They opened like from 4 to midnight, and I was working there. So I just shower, kept my shit in a locker.
The one in Venice?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm in the parking lot 24/7, and I'm an employee, so they're not busting my ass about parking.
Yeah.
It was easy. It was easy.
Yeah.
Like, and I love lifting weights. I was surrounded by that element. It was like, it truly was, before it all spread out, it truly was where you needed to come to like make it in the fitness industry. So I was around such cool people. I used to see The Rock come in, all the WWF guys come in. Like, it was awesome. It was great. So I just want to say that, like, yes, I did that, but I'm not saying that for sympathy. It was a choice that I made that I enjoyed. I look back on that time fondly.
How long was it that you?
3 months in the car, and then I got the opportunity to move in a garage.
Hey.
Okay.
What
part of town were you at?
In Venice, right on the border of Venice and Santa Monica.
Okay.
God, I can't remember. It's not Rose. It's the street back from Rose. It's like the last real street before you start
It's like Hampton.
the descent to the beach.
Okay.
Gold's is on Hampton, and then it is Rose.
Pacific?
It's like Hampton, Pacific. That's it. It's
Okay.
that. So it was like I moved into a lady's garage on Pacific, where like your kitchen is this one hot plate thing, and the place was full of fleas and roaches, but it was awesome. Again, I loved it.
Because you're living out in California doing.
And man, every day I could like look down and kind of see the beach, and then walk to work and walk back. It was great.
Now, a few years ago, you called into the Rich Eisen show promoting, I forget what it was, and I got a chance, as Rich usually does when we had wrestlers, he would give me a chance to ask a question. And I brought up to you the first time I had ever seen you was me sitting at home watching local TV, and I see a car commercial.
Yeah.
And I see this dude with a blonde flat top, and he was the prototype. And for whatever reason,
Chevrolet.
and for whatever reason, I love this commercial, and I would see you. Tell me like how you got.
That was an opportunity given to me by UPW, and La Brea Chevrolet wanted to do like there are all these YouTube videos out there about like insane local commercials.
Yeah.
A lot of them, come from the LA area, but this is cool. That's fine. Like, you got a little bit of a budget, you want to do something. So we did this commercial with, I can't remember his last name, but his first name was Joe, for La Brea Chevrolet. And it was such a fun thing where he's like, I want to sell you a car. And I'm like, a tough sale. And we end up getting in a fight, and it's all dummy work. And it's like, that's the joke. You can see it's a dummy, then it landed in the chair and be like, here, sign the thing. It's so fun and corny, but like, man, I had such fun because like I never thought I would do anything like that. And like at the very least, like, oh, I made a local commercial. Like, man, this is it. We did it.
Yeah, we are here.
Yeah, and for me, I think back because I come from Pittsburgh, and I can remember the one time Kurt Angle got to do the sports. I don't know if you knew this. After the Olympics, he was looking for something to do. They put him on air as a sports reporter. I think it was one day. Because, with all due respect, there were other things that Kurt was far better at than, reading a top.
You know what? I'm glad it didn't work out because he was very influential in my life.
Exactly.
And career,
so the fact that I got to see Kurt Angle do the news the 1 or 2 times he did. Then I got to see you, you know, kind of do this local commercial where if you didn't pay attention, you would have missed it. It's just kind of wild to me to see where you guys made it to and how like I can still look back and be like, I literally remember when, you know, but the prototype, where did that character come from?
That was from Chris and Smelly and Mad Dog Mike Bell. They were the family that like convinced me to wrestle. When Attitude Era was on fire and I was just working at Gold's and I literally was just going nowhere. I was about to join the Marine Corps. I tried to be a cop. I failed the CHP exam. And I was like, man, I'm just going to go to San Diego because like I'm okay in a uniform. I can wake up early. I like working out. You know, I know I'm going to get food and I'm going to get benefits. This seems like a pretty good gig. And they were like, yo, you're always talking about wrestling. Like they used to come into the protein bar shop and we used to just shoot the shit. And so would everyone. But like I knew my stuff. And finally Chris was like, man, my brothers are training down there. Do you want to train down there? I'm like, that's a thing. It was my first inkling of like, there's a wrestling school.
Yeah, there's a path.
What the fuck? Yeah, I mean, you guys, could I go? They're like, could you go? Look, you're in shape. Yeah, of course, you'd be great. Chris was locked in with creative for Ultimate Pro Wrestling, and he came up with the prototype because those guys used to train with me, and I like would never take a day off, would always overtrain, brought my meals, and like I was a robot. People were like, what this guy's not real. Like even the bodybuilder guys are like, man, this discipline is levels up on this guy. Yeah. So they were like, you should be half man, half machine. And real easy to make that connection. Just it sucked. Because it was a first effort. But like, man, I just like everything in my life, success or failure, I went all in. Like, this is my opportunity. I'm going to give it a try. So,
I mean, it sucks so bad that 25 years later, I remember.
Really? We always look back on history with nostalgia. Those were some really bad matches. I remember getting an opportunity to do some dark matches at Anaheim and LA runs. And I share this moment with, I call him Commissioner Regal, William Regal. And man, you want to talk about one hell of a callback. We shared the story for each other for years about like, I just had bad matches. I was blocky, unorthodox, as Michael Cole would call it. You know, I know the man in the mirror. I really idolized William Regal, that European Fit Finley, that catch can style. Like, I loved the kinesthetic awareness of it. I loved how it was just like physical poetry. So he was there, and I asked him like, "Hey, did you see my match?" "Yes." "How was it?" His feedback was, "Lad, if you get yourself a pair of boots, at least you'll look like a proper wrestler." Oh. And I was like, yo, but here's the thing.
What a bar.
Perception is reality. Right. I was like, all I need is a pair of boots. Like, that's how I took it. Yeah. But obviously he was being very polite, but very stiff upper lip. And it was the shits. So he was honest. Yeah. But thank goodness he didn't tell me it was bad. Right. Because I was wrestling in bodybuilding Automix shoes. And I'm like, yo, I just got to get boots. Invest in yourself is what I took away from it. In the callback of all callbacks, the night I retired, he literally came up to me and said, even without boots, you're still a proper wrestler. Oh. And yo, like, I'm getting weird. It was. And like, the day was real busy, but all he needed was one sentence. You never know what the effect somebody like one sentence can have. That was like a 25-year callback. That motherfucker waited on that for 25 years.
He had that on his hip for that long. You're a freak.
And every time I would tell the story around him, and all he would do is just say how bad the match was. He would never give me the nugget. Yeah. And then the last day, in the best way possible, he did. And it was very important.
Which is even funnier because he was the last time we saw him wrestle in boots.
That's the thing. But like, that's why it landed even harder, because I went out for my last match in sneaks. And he's like, even without boots, you're still a proper wrestler.
That is dope.
This is a random fact, and I couldn't figure out how to put it into question, but it fits right here because that is such a bow on the end of that story. Like, that's such that's movie worthy right there. All the championships that you've won, you never won one in December.
That's a fact?
Yeah. Like, I looked it up and everything. and then you retire in December.
Man, winter is cold.
It's insane.
I never knew that.
That's like movie stuff, dude. Like
what?
He's won in every month. But December.
Have I won in every month though?
Yeah.
Is December? That's
Yeah,
it.
you didn't win a title in December, and then you retired in December. Like it's written.
A lot of stuff going on in December. Holiday season.
Yeah.
A lot of attention. But so I hear that. What I make sense of that, right? And I'll tell you why I specifically chose December to retire.
Yeah.
There is a lot of stuff going on in December. And in the WWE calendar, like Survivor Series is the last one, and then everyone waits for the Rumble.
Yeah.
December is like a month in limbo. They've never really been able to crack that code. And with people on holiday, there's until the holiday season is over, until like the 26th, tickets are tough to sell.
Yeah.
Because people are spending on holiday presents.
Yeah.
So it's a weak month for viewership. It's a weak month for live attendance. And the fans are like, wait till January. That's when we've advertised it. That's when the road to WrestleMania starts.
Right.
When I presented this idea to Nick Khan and Triple H, they were awesome. Who do you want to work with? What event do you want to retire at? I simply said, that Hunter, who I want to work with is up to you. That's your department. I have never been that guy. I don't want to take this last year and change who I am.
Yeah.
You deal in my plan. Nick, from a business perspective, the data that I've gathered over 23 years of doing business is December is soft. WrestleMania is going to sell itself.
Yeah.
So retiring at WrestleMania is selfish. It doesn't do anything for the business. We retire in December, our weakest month, and we take the middle of December, the dry zone, that desert from the end of Survivor Series to the beginning of the Rumble. We put it like right in the middle of December, because I know once you do the holiday tour, the houses will come back. You guys will make money. Let's show a profit in Q4.
Wow.
And you put whatever arena you want. Doesn't matter. I have no affiliation to geography. Just let's get ourselves in the best position to have the best December we can, because this is I feel it's an event that people will pay to see. And sure enough, it worked.
Oh, yeah.
But like, that was my thought process of, selfishly, do you want to be the last match at WrestleMania? Sure. But the event sells itself. And in doing so, you get the trickle down economics of like, okay, now we got a freebie in December.
Yeah.
Bring up the young kids. Get them in front of the noise. You got nothing to lose. Let's have a night of no storylines, no exhibition matches. Drago versus Creed. Like, let's do that stuff. So just in targeting, where can we improve the most? What's our weakness, and how can we turn it into a strength? That trickled down into like, yo, how can we make this something bigger than just a Saturday night?
Yeah.
You know, so like that's kind of my thought process behind that, and they bought it. So we did all right. Nick Khan was like, that's a good idea. Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you, Nick, for doing that. Appreciate you.
Yeah, that worked out perfectly.
It's great to hear, because there's always rumblings on this internet wrestling community.
Yes,
about,
the geniuses that they are.
Whether it was you wanted to do this, they wanted you to do that, blah blah blah.
No,
but it's great to hear it from you.
I think when you like, I always search for a good explanation, and a good explanation of AJ Styles debuted at the Rumble, wanted to retire at the Rumble. As soon as he told me that, because I mean, AJ and I got to work in Perth. We shared with each other, like, man, I kind of wanted to push the idea of like, dude, you've been doing this a long time. There are people who would really like to say goodbye.
Yeah.
You may want to think about this model. And he turned to me and said, I'm 49. And as soon as the words left his mouth, I was like, that's a good explanation.
Yeah.
So AJ's perspective was, my debut meant a lot to me. I want it to be a circle of life in my career where I retire. I leave the same day I came in at the same event. That's a good explanation.
Yeah.
But our perspectives are different. He has we look at the business a different way. We all want to, when the lights are on and everything's out, we want to do good stuff when we're out there. I look at it as, how can I leave this place better than I found it? And how can we do good business? Yeah. We've got all this energy in the IP. How do we make the most of it? Let's have the event in our weakest month.
Yeah.
And then the add-ons of like, let's do it as a night of exhibitions and bring in the young talent. I remember Bruce Pritchard, who was a great friend of mine, came up to me. He's like, for your last show, I'm thinking about a 1-match show. I said, you will kill the audience. Mm-hmm. You will absolutely murder the live event audience. Now, WWE is great at production. Mm-hmm. If you were watching at home, that would have been great.
Yeah.
But the wind would have been out of the sails in DC. Mm-hmm. I said, no, fuck that. Do 2-3 minute packages here, but let's get some matches. Mm-hmm. Let's bring in some marquee guys and guys. You want to do like the cycle of life. A marquee guy was like, who back there wants to take this open challenge? Mm-hmm. And idiot ruthless aggression guy came out. So like, how cool of a full circle moment is that? Where I kind of went out the same way I came in, but it's just it's not set and anchored into a date. Mm-hmm. You know, so if you need that beautiful performative poetry, I literally went out the same way I came in.
Yeah.
On the night of exhibitions, the night of open challenges, where the next John Cena walks down the tunnel.
And speaking of, like I said, seeing Kurt and you do the newscasting and the commercials, sitting at home that Thursday, I believe it was the Thursday that you debuted, and Kurt's in the ring and he's asking for a challenger, and you came walking out, man. And I'm just thinking about that now. I'm sitting in front of the TV and I'm watching you come out, and my first thought was like, is that the fucking prototype right there?
Yeah,
like, literally,
prototype,
I thought that, and you know, and again, I guess just to see how far it's come is amazing. But you brought up AJ. We had AJ on about a month before he left, and
by the way, he's the best.
It was great,
the best.
But he said stuff about like, well, when you finally retire, blah blah blah, and he really downplayed it. He made it seem as though, right, that like I don't think that WWE will make a big of a deal. He was making it seem like nobody would care, and then I hated to do it, but I cut him off mid sentence. I'm like, bro, you realize that like you're AJ Styles, bro. Like people love you, and then you and I came to the realization about 2 weeks later. That man was already on his retirement tour, and we didn't know it, but he told us, and not so many words. He said, "This is it."
Little nods.
And when we went back and looked, I remember I said to you, "This was already it for him," and now we're just finding out. But he already knew when he came on, and that's why he kind of was downplaying it, like there wouldn't be pomp and circumstance.
Yo, man, when he told me that when we were planning our thing in Australia.
Mm-hmm. Great. How phenomenal.
I immediately was like, he's not going to get a send-off. He's going to get one in Australia. And like, a lot of people love AJ Styles. I love AJ Styles. We use the word love when we communicate. Like, he's a person close to my life it's brought the best out of me. He's virtuous. He's a nice guy. God, he'll give his body for the business until he can't go anymore. And he never wants to be a diminished version of himself. I really respect is a core value of mine. Yeah. It's huge. So when he's like, I'm out in the Rumble, and I kind of put the math together of like, oh, my last opponent is his last opponent probably, that makes sense. I know how I'd put that match together. I know how he'd put that match together. We got a freebie in Australia.
Yeah.
Let's go. And then when we started throwing ideas around, I was like, hey, and I started doing some homage moves, knowing that I had him. And I'm like, dude, you do so much stuff. I want to have a match where you can do all your stuff, which is why in twofold, I get to pay respects to the guys I haven't been in the ring with. So that's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. But now my moveset is up. Mm-hmm. I got to fight. I got to somehow do a magic trick to fight in his weight class. Mm-hmm. I don't have any more moves. And it's tough to teach a 49-year-old dog new tricks. I went through my phase where I'm trying to level my game up, but like I just don't move like that anymore. But I'm like, this will be a full homage for me. And that's how you can do anything you want, and we can put on this great match. And he's like, well, what if I do it as a homage to like the guys I dig in TNA? I'm like, yo,
that's nasty,
man. That's perfect, because if you think of the origin of the booking, the match was booked on social media of like, fans, do you want to see this? Mm-hmm. Overwhelmingly, they're like, yeah, we didn't want to see. This is just fan sentiment. I'm not saying they didn't want to see it, because people showed up. Yeah. We didn't want to see you with Logan. We didn't want to see you and Brock. Could you give us a fucking match we want? How about me and AJ? That's a match we want. Yeah. Okay, this is your match. And as your property, we will give you the best we can, and we'll give you like a sub inside baseball of like, these are two guys having their last match.
Doing it.
So like, I'm so glad he was honest enough to share that with me, because that helped me say like, from a psychology standpoint, I think this could be our why. Two guys who ran parallel lives, who are now measured by what they did in the past. The first run where he came back to prove he belonged, and that whole thing of like, if you weren't here, I'd take your place. And like, I'm way better than you. I'm a way better wrestler than you. Flash forward to like the match for the championship in the Rumble where we never left the ring. So like, can these guys do it again? Fuck yeah, we can. It's going to take a little magic dust.
Yeah.
But we can. And this is how we'll do it. And dude, like, you want to talk about all the energy lining up. That crowd in Perth was bananas. I've never seen so many fucking shirts. It was like they bought our why before we had a chance to sell it, which made it more beautiful. And they got, the first time I hit like the skull crushing finale, everybody got it. It was like, yo, this is going to be something interesting.
Something special. Yeah.
You know, and like, fuck, they chanted for me to RKO. And that wasn't, we impromptu, they chanted for the 619. And I'm like, yo, I'll drop toe hold you. And you can see during the match, I drop toe hold him and I land on him and I go, please fucking clothesline me so I don't have to do this.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's like, you guys want in, it's your match. You're in. Fuck it. Call some spots.
Right.
Like it was beautiful.
It was a love letter to pro wrestling.
But it was also essentially like my love and respect to him of like, I know you're going about this a different way. I'm in this. You should have this. It's not in the cards. Let's do it for one night.
Yeah. And
amazing, man.
You guys,
I don't even need the coffee, dog. I'm like, you can tell I'm like pumped about it.
Yeah, it's to get the inside on that is sick. And you guys' careers, what you've done for people, just fans watching, getting that belief into somebody and seeing you guys flourish the way that you have, the way that you guys go out. Gunther, obviously now Darth Vader. Yeah. Because he's
the most hated man.
Just so many kids that hate Gunther.
Oh yeah.
And so this brings a full circle moment to the interview because it's what I led my speech to you with. I want to know, and I've been dying to know, Cena, as a fan, when did wrestling break your heart?
So you started with that.
Yeah.
And I knew you were going to ask this.
Yeah, of course.
I guess this is a reflection of who I am. Never has.
Never has?
Never as a kid?
Never has.
Wow, that's crazy.
Now, as a kid, I was never like, even like when Andre ripped the Hogan's chain off and it never broke my heart. I was just more interested. I've never had a moment. And I guess that's why I'm literally like almost blindly optimistic. Of course, I'm WWE proud, but I love wrestling. And I've spent my professional career, and hopefully now I'm in a position where I can show up to places like this, dress like this, and convince people who are now the outliers of like, don't you know that stuff's fake? Oh, you're the one person who hasn't got it yet.
Right.
Come here. Let's sit down. Let's talk. Yeah. So hopefully that can be my role going forward. But like, I just tried to spread the energy that I felt. It has never broken my heart, ever. And I've never been in a position as a fan or as a performer that I was frustrated with the business. I had a conversation with a good friend of mine not too long ago of like, I've never had that. They're fucking against me, or like they're booking me bad, or like I can't get this because of that. Like I've never had that chip on my shoulder. I've just always moved through space with gratitude. Even when they were going to fire me, I'm like, yeah, I get that. I hear it, And that, would you want to rap on TV? Yes, I do. Would you want to do this? Yes, I will. Would you want to throw a dummy around for a commercial? Sure will. It'll be great. You want to do this crazy podcast? Yeah, that's a great idea. No, I'm
right.
No,
all love.
But like, I really thought about that, so I've had time to think about it.
Yeah.
I guess I'm the one fan. It never has.
Yeah. Now, with another way that
I've been moved.
Yeah.
Dude, I love you. I'm sorry. Super kick.
Yeah.
My God, I've been moved. It's beautiful. There's so many beautiful moments, but it never broke my heart.
A lot of people we've had on, they've discussed people that they've lost. Eddie Guerrero obviously being one that's used a lot. And that super kick moment. I always talk about First of all, let me just preface this by saying this, because I always talk about The Rock getting run over by Hulk Hogan in an ambulance. All right. But it really is Stone Cold teaming up with McMahon and beating The Rock at 17. That really was like my moment. You know, I'll go to WWE headquarters. They show me the chair. You think I give a fuck about this chair? I don't care about this chair. I hate this chair. But I just wanted to get that out.
Oh, but
I still appreciate it.
You went from apathy to like a real extreme emotion.
That's right.
I don't care about this to like I hate it.
I hate it.
So
chair,
I mean, you do care about it.
I care about it deeply.
They did a really good thing by showing it to you.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, look, that's Rock's blood.
And you're like,
thank you. Appreciate that. You know, little kid me loves seeing this right now. You want a picture with it? No. Fine.
You know, you just spoke about almost getting fired back in the day. Let's go back a little bit. Do you recall that day on the bus when you're back there just spitting and Stephanie walks by and hears you rap?
So again, we look back on history with nostalgia, and it worked out okay for me. So I look back on that moment fondly.
Yes,
but like I just knew that.
Why do you think you were going to get let go?
Because I wasn't connecting with the audience, and to say that I wasn't booked correctly is a cop out. I had matches on Velocity. I had opening dark matches. If there's a live audience, they want to be entertained just like everybody else.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, the dark matches and Velocity matches, or like Speed or main event, whatever we call it now, those are the first matches out of the gate.
Yeah.
That's the best spot to be in. They haven't seen anything.
High energy.
Oh my God. People are there to be like, I want to release I want to lighten my backpack. That's the home run spot. You know what I'm saying? By the time you get to a 3-hour broadcast of Raw with a test match and main event, the live audience sometimes there for 4 hours. Try to, or some of those long WrestleManias. It's like, man, yo, you're just exhausted. We only have so much to give. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like, I never viewed that as a cop-out. I was just always like, oh, my stuff isn't resonating. And I had a nice way of existing in OVW. But it was way more character-based. It was way more promo-based. And I dropped the ball. Like, it's on me. I was neither ruthless nor aggressive. From Jump Street, I go at Kurt Angle. I slap him in the face. I come this close to winning. And then I see The Undertaker backstage. And I'm a fucking fan. And I shake his hand. Yeah. If I was ruthless, I would have kicked him in the nuts. Right. If I was aggressive, I would have said, don't stick your hand out. I'm coming for you next. I was neither ruthless nor aggressive. That's why it failed. But I didn't realize they gave me a chance. And I think that's what a lot of performers don't realize. If you walk out of the tunnel, you have a chance. I wasn't given any direction. Cut your hair and be a babyface. That's it. Yeah. Admittedly, at my age and development, I needed more guidance. Yeah. But I dropped the ball. My fault. So then I knew I was going to get let go. And WWE put me on the overseas tour to work like mixed tag matches. It was like me and Dawn Marie versus Kidman and Tori Wilson. So just like the second match, just doing whatever. And the boys were freestyling in the back of the bus on the way to the airport after a TV. Because that's the only time we all travel together. You want to talk about serendipity. The only time everybody's going to be in one place. And creative's going to be in the front of the bus. Yeah. And I wasn't like, creative's in the front of the bus, I'm going to show them something. I was like, I'm getting fired anyway. I will pause my roller coaster tycoon and I'm going to go back and join this.
Kick it with the boys.
And then I just waited. And I'm like, you have kept your mouth shut and ears open and it has got you nowhere. Yeah. This is something you do. Yeah. Time to cook these motherfuckers. Yeah. And I just went in on everybody.
Do you remember any of the lines?
Not a single one.
My father has something that he's always told me: the squeaky wheel gets the oil. Like you might, you think that going by head down, mouth shut, and that type of stuff works, but sometimes you gotta
closed mouths don't get fed.
Yeah. So in essence, I hear that, but I've always, and this is kind of a philosophy, and again, it's just my perspective. It's neither right or wrong. Sometimes the squeaky wheel is predatory, and you can be a collaborator or you can be a predator, especially in the wrestling business. That old swim with sharks and like stab everybody in the back, that carnival mentality of like, they're going to take your spot. I've always had a success as a collaborator And I've always shied away from being a predator. I just don't believe in the atmosphere. It exists. I can't be blind to it.
Cutthroat.
But for me, it's not, never has been. I'm a collaborator. And the more we can bring out of people, the more I know CM Punk's leaving. So I want one last match with him.
Yeah.
Let's collaborate. Let's try to do something good. And I went back there with expecting nothing. Did my thing. I get off the bus. Stephanie is waiting for me as we're getting on the jetway. She's like, how'd you remember all that? I'm like, you don't. You just, it's freestyle. You have like maybe a couple bars in your head, but you got to look and react. I can see the light bulbs going off. And she said, you just make it up? Yeah. Can you make something about me? And what a test of like,
right.
Can you do this? And do you have the courage to be derogatory? Sure. You're going to fire me anyway. No problem. So I spit a few bars on Steph and she was like, would you like to do that on TV? I said, man, yes, I would.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
it was one of those things where it's like, you never know when opportunity is going to come. If she hadn't have been there, if we hadn't have been overseas, if I hadn't had the fuck it attitude, like none of that stuff would have happened. I would have been fired. I would have got that's it. But it's all in what you do when you get it too. Like I went all in, dog. Like wrestling gear, gone. Shop in the hood in every city we're at. Like go to the hood and tell them like, yo, I'm buying this. Come see me at the show. Yeah. Buying $500 Michelin Ness jerseys and caps to match when I did not have that money and be like, I'm throwing this out in the crowd tonight. Going to the fade shop and we land in Baltimore. I'm getting faded in Baltimore. And then the next night on a fresh fade in wherever else in Delaware, I'm getting faded in Delaware and going to do the process over and over again, battling fans in the parking lot just so they know my shit isn't written. Going on to Hot 97 and getting big timed and then bringing in Freddie Fox to like freestyle with me, which it was a great, he ended up collaborating on the album. Like you never know, you know, I just went making my own album and financing my own album and essentially becoming a record A&R, you know, because there was still the selling CDs era kind of like all that stuff was just like, yo, let's do it. Let's just keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? And trying stuff. Some stuff worked. I used to pump up my shoes before I give moves. Some stuff worked. Some stuff didn't. Some stuff stuck. Some stuff was only good for like that period in the zeitgeist. And then you move on to it. But just the ability to keep trying, to keep evolving. And I've never once rested on that serendipity. And the serendipity keeps happening. Sure, there's struggles, but recognizing luck and be like, okay, now's when I need to work real hard.
Right.
When did the love of hip hop come?
Man, rap music. Your dad was extremely pivotal in that. The hat you always see me wear, the hustle, loyalty, respect, and the Raiders script. Yeah, that is an homage to your dad and his influence in my life. And there's no way from a town in West Newbury of 900 people that I could ever understand the perspective of someone grown up in a system of racial injustice in South Central Los Angeles in the late 80s. There's no way. My perspective of the effect your father's music had on me, it was so rebellious at a time when I needed my rebellion fueled. I was a young adult, 12, 13, 14, in that era where you are discovering who you are. Yeah. And I needed a voice behind me to be like, fuck that. Yeah. And that, as a young kid, wherever you are geographically, we all go through that sense of development where we find who we are. Your dad helped me do that. And rap music helped me do that. And it helped me sustain getting bullied. I used to dress in hammer pants and airbrush overalls. I used to love rap and hip hop so much. And I was the only one. Cowboy boots and jeans town.
Only white. You were the white kid in the,
And not only that, like, dude, you're not that. But I am that. No, I'm not a victim of what they're going through. And I'm not boots on the ground there, but I am the rebellion. And I feel it in my heart. And that fashion is an expression of who we are. Yeah. I like a uniform. Imagine that. Yeah, right. So like, it's just an expression of what makes us feel comfortable. And that made me feel comfortable. And ass kicking after ass kicking. I would wear turquoise polka dots one day and mustard colored polka dots the next day. like a Syracuse jersey one day and then like a Raiders jersey the next day. Like
your Kwame bid with,
and it just, and that group of artists, from the commercialized ones to like the stuff you saw on Yo MTV Raps to the more to the movement, like it resonated with me, and I never lost it.
So hip hop really did change your life,
dude. Like hip hop and wrestling, as a young person, were like the two forces that fueled my development. That kind of like guided me of like, I think this is who you are as a human being. You know, the eccentricities and the Broadway spectacle of sports entertainment. Yeah, I was an offensive lineman, but I was always giving the team speeches, and I was always, you know, trying to be as big and grand as wrestling as possible. And rap and hip hop never left my life. But it's weird because I didn't grow with hip hop. Like I have my lane, I have my guys
right there.
It starts with like Beastie Boys and NWA and ends at like Souls of Mischief, Jay-Z, Notorious Big. Like that's my window. And everybody that falls in between, I listen to, but I kind of don't ride with it now. You know, it's like when old folks play the classics.
Yeah.
But that's to them, that's their window.
Yeah.
You know? So it found me when I needed it to find me. And it was a great help in me developing, like, because I said so isn't a good answer.
Right.
Why can't I stay out? Because I said so. I am a good student.
Yeah.
I'm a 3-sport athlete. I'm not causing trouble.
Just give me a reason.
Give me a good answer. And when I strip away the layers of, and this is just me again, why is this happening from an artist perspective? Fuck the police. Why are you beating us up? Because I said so. Not a good answer.
Nice.
Let's get to a point where we can get a good answer. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So it's weird how you never know what your performance can do, who it can reach. Like so many people come up to me and be like, yo, I'm alive because of you.
Yeah.
And I remind them, you're alive because of you. Because I don't perform with the intention on saving lives. I just try to go out and do my best and live authentically as self.
Yeah.
But you never know how is somebody from South Central going to say, fuck the police, and it reaches all the way to West Newbury and puts me in the seat that I am today, talking to his son. That's fucking nuts.
It's crazy.
That's crazy.
I did Stephanie's pod, and on Stephanie's pod, I was talking about how, you know, there's a level of responsibility that you don't know that you have. You know, you're inspiring others, and you're just out there doing your job. You know, you're out there doing what you do. And what a question that I like to ask the legends, you know, what we call legends of the business, and you're in a unique position because you just left, and you've seen plenty of the biggest names ever come and go. So is there something in the business that you feel is missing or isn't there or should be paid more attention to? Like, for instance, Bailey spoke about how sometimes it trips her out that there's not anybody to thank the main eventers for the house, or like those traditional things are gone. We've had people talk about selling. Is there something in the business that you think is missing? And what is something that you're glad is gone?
Yeah. Okay. Those are two good questions.
Thank you.
I always try, and the reason I retired is because physically the business is passing me by. It's changing in many aspects of where my institutional knowledge is obsolete. And I'm recognizing that. We're not a live event business anymore. We're a media company. And I talk with performers all the time. They're like, I wish there were more house shows, live events. And I tell them, like, but there's not. Yeah, but house shows, we were able to try and fail. I've been watching house shows, live events for 23 years. Watch every match, open and close, always. And I don't watch those matches because it's tradition. I watch those matches to analyze the audience, to find out what works, what doesn't, what's been done before, so I don't repeat anything. If a performer has some electricity and they don't necessarily know how to harness it and they come to me for guidance, I can give them real-time advice. And I'm a better professional. Am I doing all I can? I can't do all the stuff Shelton can. I don't look like Brock. Where's going to be my strength? I'm just going to nerd out on this shit. Get as much knowledge and wisdom as I possibly can. I don't care what you do as a performer. As long as you're good when you're out there. That's it. So for me to say, I miss X, Y, and Z, and I'm glad X, Y, and Z is, I'm glad the culture of fraternity is gone. Because the culture of fraternity almost cost me my job. Like, I'm glad that it is way more welcoming. I'm glad that the money is way better, that people can make a vocation out of it. You know, we're going to read less and less about folks either doing indie wrestling, if they can do whatever they want, but like having to wrestle to keep the lights on. The story of Mickey Rourke, the fictional story, is we're going to get less and less of that. You know, that's one thing I'm glad that's gone. I'm glad that it worked. We're out there globally. Big places believe in us. Thank you, ESPN. Thank you, Netflix. All that stuff. Like, man, we did it. We're like mainstream. I like the fact that we've graduated. All the other stuff is just how I see the business. You can stay in that. Shawn Michaels gave me some great advice. You can evolve or be a dinosaur. That's it.
Right.
And I'm at that point where I look fondly towards the future, but I want a fan seat. Because I don't know if I can evolve with it, because I'm hardwired to operate a certain way. And when it's like, but we don't do that anymore. What do you mean? And you see the smoke and the bolts and like, what's going on? It's interesting to learn. I just did a sit down with Unreal for season 3. I led with, I'm sorry. Because those motherfuckers tried to get me for season 1 and season 2. And I'm like, I'm not spoiling any stories. I'm going to be curt and short with my answers. You guys are from football. This is a business that's way more nuanced. You don't know what you're doing. You're taking a swing, and the institutional knowledge that I have says we never do this. So you're going against everything I believe in. Now they're on season 3. I have to admit, I'm wrong, they're right. I have to.
Yeah.
Because it works. People want to see it.
Yeah.
So I have to sit down.
A few of us still fight it.
Yeah.
But if you don't fight, if you want to fight it, don't watch it.
Yeah, that's what.
Like here's and I there's some sentiment from the professional side, which I get and respect. Of, would you please just be a fan? No, get as vocal and critical as you want, because you are the fuel that powers our business, and all of the voices are simply data points. By the way, you know, WWE is going through a great renaissance, like a golden era. And we're advertising that. Heavy is the head that wears a crown. You are going to get critiqued. So you got to be ready for that.
Right.
It can't be all good news. You got to be able to take the criticism and listen to the criticism. Maybe you can learn and get better. And also take it as a data point. We don't like Unreal. Everybody watches that shit. So like, do you not like it or not? I don't know. Something of like, I don't want to go to an event. It's too much trouble. Just don't go. Just don't go.
Yeah.
But it's exciting and fun. And like, we're now on par with marketplaces that we compete with.
Yeah.
I can understand every single choice that's made. I can also understand the criticism for that choice. It's always been done this way. That's not a good answer. That's because I said so.
Yeah.
We're doing this to take a swing. It might not work, but what we'd like to try to do with our relationship with Netflix is provide more content in a different storytelling capacity and show a different dimension of WWE. That is not because I said so. I can still be apprehensive, but then eventually I got to be like, that's the business.
Right.
When did you get so savvy in terms of, you know, what the house draws and merch and all these things that you've been telling us about it? What was the point where you're like, I gotta know what's going on?
So when I say I'm a fan of the business, I mean I'm a fan of all of it. A lot of people who are fans strictly of the creative and performative process. Some people are fans of creative. Storylines are garbage. Some people are fans of performance. 1 star, 5 stars. Some people are fans of both. Very few are fans of the whole gambit. And as a student of the game, I'm not kidding you. I never started to wrestle, especially as an employee for Titan Sports. I never started with the aspect of I want to be champion. I looked at my check and I said, I want to make these guys proud. I don't want to let them down. The way to do that is for every $1 they give you, give them back 10. So you have to learn how to do that. And it's also curiosity of what makes the world go around. I used to thank the TV truck before every broadcast. I fucking thank the catering up to my last day. Stagehands, merchandise, social media, live events, international teams, especially when we were doing TV deals is like, Germany's up. We got to go get another TV deal there. Now with Netflix, it's fantastic. You want to see us? You're around the world? Netflix. Easy. Which brings crazy expansion in global live events. Because now we don't go from like prime time in Germany to on at 2 a.m. in Germany. No, we are live as it happens, Netflix, which means now we have a heat map of where we can go. And we have a heat map of where we need to go. Like all this stuff is fantastic and like fascinating to me. If we drew 2,500, how many people do we walk up? What does the building hold? What does it cost? No, and before me, this knowledge was used so I could get paid.
Right.
Yeah.
The house was $1 million. Fuck you, pay me. I do deals on a handshake, and loyalty is another core value of mine. I never complained about what I was negotiated. I was never the highest paid person on the card.
Really?
Ever. There were always people who negotiated a better fee, to which I cheerlead that like a son of a bitch. You're a better negotiator, but only in the dollar sense. I wanted security.
Yeah.
I walked into a man's office. He said, what do you want? I said, I want you not to be able to fire me. I'd like to do a deal for as long as you have. I said, how about a decade? I said, can you do more? He said, that's about as long as I can do. What do you, I shook hands. He's like, what do you want me to pay you? Figure it out.
Yeah.
Just don't fire me.
Wow.
I can be a wrestler for 10 years. And in 10 years, I'll show you what I can do. And that's the same guy who was like, we need somebody to step up. First time I ever had a heart-to-heart with him, I went up and shook his hand and said, if you bet on me, I won't let you down. So that's when I started becoming really entrenched on, I'm not tracking t-shirt sales. And this is something I tell Cody a lot. It's just a data point. You're not tracking t-shirt sales to build a house. You're tracking t-shirt sales to see if they still care. 2010, right with the Hunter in Chicago, the polarizing character of John Cena is born. Instinct and audio tell you turn. The data, that's just one data point. The arena's loud against you. Wasn't a seat left. And then we go into merchandise. You sold 42%. I'm not being like, I'm looking at it as like, maybe it's not time. And then I can also use those analytics for if somebody gets a little bit too big for their britches and they're like, I'm over. Okay, how many people were here tonight? How many people do you think came to see you? This is what they bought. 2% of the people came to see you. So if I do that as the whole house, what do you think we draw today? You still have some work to do.
Yeah.
Where can we be better? Where can we improve? Like the business fucking fascinates me. I mean, we've gone through such an evolution. We continue at such a rapid rate of, for the first time, outsourcing merchandise to fanatics, going from pay-per-view to killing pay-per-view to go streaming to our own network, to then outsource it to companies and then get networking deals and streaming deals. And it's a combined thing, and live event relationships with certain locations that we're guaranteed to go there again with great incentives for our talent and our company. Like, it is going fast.
Yeah. It's growing.
And I know this is far more of a creative and performative talk, so I'm going to give you guys more bonus minutes. But when I tell you, I love the business. I love the business. And I also understand that you're over one day and you're not.
Yeah.
Like, again, those numbers are not for braggadocio. It's just, what do I do next?
Yeah.
Is it working or not? Like, oh, you made a foam finger. Do we sell any? Not as much as a t-shirt. Cancel the finger.
Yeah.
We're like, man, they like the headband. Well, make the fucking headband. I like wearing the hat. You think I like my image on a shirt? I don't. My favorite ones are like the Mario ones and like the G.I. Joe parody ones. And like, but people want your image on a shirt. So the Salute Man was born. Like, that's the Jump Man, the Salute Man.
Yeah.
Like, and all of that comes from the trial and error of, I have 70s muscle cars. I want to put like fancy 70s logo shit on there.
Yeah.
It doesn't sell. What do they buy? They buy your image and they buy your authenticity. Okay, we're going there. And just getting out of your own way. It's not because I said so. It's real-time data. And walk up. What did we do to get this walk up? Did we promote? Who did it? I'll go and shake their hand. You brought those people in here tonight, not me. You went and did the radio stations, because I've done my fair share of that. Yeah. You know, like, that's all important. It's to understand why a market succeeds or fails, sometimes there's an all-night gas station.
Yeah.
That's this saying like, the all-night gas station was open across the street. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. But a lot of times you can pinpoint why it failed. And when you pinpoint why it failed and get out of your own ego and your own way, you can get better. We didn't want to see him against Logan. They fucking wasted him against Brock getting squashed. Data point. Like I said, they want to see it. Yeah. Paris wasn't empty and Indy wasn't empty. Right. And we went back to Indy twice. And I'm not saying that your opinion isn't right. That you're right. Like, could I have put together a better performative match with Brock Lesnar? Sure, but it doesn't tell the story. It doesn't creatively tell the story. We got to reintroduce this guy. Everybody needs to know he means business. Yeah. How do you do that? By taking the one entity that can not lose steam. It is like an exhibition match. It's Drago Creed.
Yeah. You can take the hit.
Yeah. And not move backwards.
Yeah.
And piss off some fans. And we can use it as a data point of like, now we pay it out. And boy, did we get to pay it out. Yeah. And that's when like the retirement thing, like that's when the people really were like, oh fuck, this is getting close.
Yeah.
And then the next guy I got to mess around was Dom. Yeah. And that was super fun, you know? And I actually think, sorry for going on here, please cut me off. But like in the whole story arc of the thing, I tried to plan it as a year of creative experiences. Right. But you also got to be able to pivot. Hey, you got Travis and Rock. You don't have Rock. You don't have Travis. Yeah. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. AJ was supposed to be Drew.
Yeah.
Pivoted. But it pivoted. But like we want to give them a feel good moment because they were listening to the data points. Like they listen to you guys. They do. It's real.
Yeah.
And
they just can't tell you because then you got too much power.
But if we tell you, then you'll say something else and it might not be authentic. Mm-hmm. So you have the Brock moment. People are pissed off. Then you have the AJ moment and things are great. And then you have this 3 appearance run with Dom, which is fun.
Amazing.
You know, like
which we brought up.
Hometown boy wins in his hometown, gets the hits for the cycle. Like you can't write it better than that. Yeah. And then you go to San Diego, he gets his payback, but Liv comes back. We involve every fucking person we possibly can.
Yeah.
Like fun match. And then the ring gem.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Like, Mitch, you have so much fun. And this thing is going to be awesome. And man, we're going to go, no. He ain't going out like this.
Yeah.
Fuck. Darth Vader's born.
They were
furious. But dude, that's the point.
Yeah, exactly.
And here's what I want to say about that too. The show doesn't stop when I'm done. Mm-mm. I'm the first character who's been killed off.
Yeah.
That's what was hard.
Oh, wow.
Like people were like, what the fuck? No, my character was killed off. No one ever gets killed off because no one ever closes the door. They're always hanging around. The carnival workers always hanging around for that one last payout.
Yeah.
But I was the first guy that got killed off. People watch Game of Thrones. They kill motherfuckers off all the time.
Oh
they
my God! Don't fall in love with no one.
But they get but that's the allure. And it was a brave choice to be like, we're killing the character off. What's the craziest way we can do it?
Yeah.
You know,
smiling
and giving up.
Yeah.
Like that's
how did that come about?
That was my choice. And again, if you have a different opinion than my perspective, my responsibility is to use my talent, strengths, and gifts to give you everything I have to try to keep you entertained. Mm. I'm only just making the bets that I can make. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't.
Yeah.
JBL is poopy. Sprayed that on a limousine. Sometimes you work, sometimes you don't.
What a poet.
You know? But this last year, I want my inside baseball stuff. There's so many Easter eggs that people don't know about, to the point of like, even in the match against Gunther, I tried to grow my hair out like the prototype from UPW, like an OVW. All I could do, I couldn't dye it because I was working in between stuff, but I could fade it and grow it long so I could have like that comb back.
Yeah.
Even like nobody caught that, but nobody's supposed to. I was just doing it for like, if you get it, you get it.
Yeah.
I wanted the year to be like a cycle of life, someone facing their mortality. You know, I'm old. I'm coming to the end of it. I'm just happy to be at the thing. And then like almost winning the Rumble. I'd be like, no, you're only as young as you feel. Like I still got it. I need this. This is going to keep me young and keep me alive. And then that obsessive chase for the championship to be like, at any cost, because nobody remembers it. They'll just remember that you won. Fuck it. Do whatever it takes. And then I won. I still don't feel validated. What do I do now? I ruin it. These people have been abusive to me, and I'm going to take the fun out of wrestling. So I go and have a shitty match at WrestleMania, like a fucking real methodical match. That's how I'm going to ruin wrestling. You guys want to see flying and spots and creativity? Fuck your stars. I'm going to burn it. And whenever I'm out there, I'm going to do the heart punch and fucking chop from the top and like the most methodical, basic. I was brave enough to try. Didn't work. We got the data points. We pivoted, but I was like, how can I take the joy out of being a fan? And the explanation I got was, you're going to do that for too long, and people aren't going to show up. That is not a because I said so. That's a good explanation. But I wanted to take the joy out of being a fan so Cody could be like, I'm saving the business. I'm not just winning the championship. I'm going to save wrestling. Because if this guy does go home, he'll take the belt with him. That's why we started doing the ticking clock. And like, you can start over. I'm not ignorant. You'll start another show, but you won't have this. And that's where like the last real champion was born, and stuff works, stuff doesn't. You can't work like it's 1950. Okay, what would you like me to do? I'd like you to have more competitive matches. That way people long for the old John Cena. And Cody was originally supposed to turn me at SummerSlam, like beat some sense into me, but the crowd turned me before that. Because they gave me Randy, they gave me Punk. I had the fun stuff with Truth. That little bit with Truth where like I was gonna hit him with the title. And it was a moment of like, dude, don't beat me, but do it with virtue. Just sitting there, and the audience was like, don't hit him. And I'm like, I won't. And then just kicked him in the nuts. But like, just those moments of like, there's still good in you.
That hint.
There's still good in you. And then
he's not all the way gone.
We're listening to all the data points of like, this is how they cheer against Randy. They actually cheered the pipe bomb against Punk. Like, I can't believe that.
Crushed.
But
that
like,
was amazing.
He came back and crushed too. My God, you want to talk about a mic drop. And then going out and have like good matches. I mean, these are my rivals. We can do stuff. We have a library of things we can draw from. And then the audience starts to want it. And the audience turned me. The many TVs before Jersey, but like in Jersey, you want to fight the real John Cena? This is the day he's back. So the why is a short build, but the why became, you're going to beat me at my best or you're not, but that's all pivots. You got to be able to pivot. A lot of performers get married to these ideas of like, but it's a good idea. We're not going that way. I would have loved to ruin wrestling. I would have loved to try. Honestly, I think it would have been.
We thought you were going to.
Look, I got to tell you, bro, one of my greatest things I've ever gotten to do is take my little brother to that WrestleMania. And like, we were watching, like, this is John's last Mania. When that 3 hit and you won, my little brother was like, I'm going to need, can I get my chair? I want to take my chair. Took his ticket. Like, it was a moment. It was like, there's no way he got away with this. And then I was having a great time with Heel Cena in the beginning because it was just like,
remember they were in Europe, so we'd have to start watching the show at like
while we were filming.
While we're filming, we've got a laptop open.
You're going crazy
watching you just murk these people, and we're doing the show while the show's going on.
But like, good idea. The audience sentiment was like, one, I don't buy it because like he's kind of a good guy. And two, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see.
It flamed out pretty quick.
And pretty quick is good because everybody watching was like, this is what's happening in real time. And I could have been stubborn and said, no, we're going through, it'll pay off in the end. No, I'm not the smartest guy in the room. I listen to the people around me. Okay, let's change right now. Let's change today. Randy will be a better match, more competitive. And then we'll ramp up and ramp up and ramp up. And that caught us back on track. And then you fast forward to the payout, the Cody's return for SummerSlam.
Great.
Man.
Fantastic.
I'm critics usually are pretty performative critics, I would say. They don't like me. I like y'all. I do. And thank you for doing what you do. But man, they don't like me at all. They really don't. So to have them be like, man, these guys brought it. from the guy who's supposed to ruin wrestling.
Yeah.
So those are pretty good feelings.
Yeah. Now, a quick pivot because I
talked about it.
I got to give my list questions.
Let's go where it goes.
You're a car dude.
Yeah.
All right. You love cars.
The voice of Honda right here.
I need nice, TJ. So
for over half a decade, by the way.
Yes.
Man.
I need your top 5 that you've gotten to drive. And also, is there a holy grail car that you would love to get behind the wheel of?
So good question. I will start with the Honda Umbrella first. I can't do without the Type R, the Honda Civic Type R.
Okay.
It is a 4-door car that I can fit groceries in, and a 3-pedal car that I can wind out to like 6,500 on every shift. And because it's 330 horsepower and the way it's geared, in 3rd gear, I'm still like relatively not driving to endanger.
Okay.
So let's take like a 6.0 Diablo or a Murcielago stick shift. You want to go through the shifter gate? No problem. But by the time you get to 3rd gear, you're at 110 miles an hour. So that's pretty nasty. I like driving a manual because I like busy. I like to be present and there. The holy grail of Honda for me is the NSX Type R. And those used to be attainable, just kind of like everything else. But those have escaped us. Those sell for like 800,000 now, and that's if you see one, just appreciate it as it drives by.
Whoa. What is this? Say it again.
The Honda NSX Type R. Okay. Only made for the Japanese market, and it is literally like a Challenge Stradale or like a Scuderia, like a lightweight version of the NSX. An already performative car goes even lighter and even faster and is even better. I would love someday to get my hands on a JDM, like a right-hand drive Honda NSX.
Okay.
But those are tough because bringing those over is tough. And I would also love like an S600 or like an S800 Roadster. Okay. The S800 Roadster is like a cool sleeper Honda that you don't think is that beautiful. I also have an order in for the Honda Zero, which is supposed to be debuting this year. It's like a minivan DeLorean, and I can't wait to see it.
A minivan DeLorean?
Bro, you see it when you see it, and it's pretty dope.
With the DeLorean doors?
The concept had pretty wacky doors, but I think sometimes concept to production is different.
Yeah.
So that's my Honda Hall of Fame. That's my Honda wing.
My
Civic Type R is a daily driver. Yeah. Now,
I've heard you.
Honda aside, let's go top 5.
Yeah.
Again, I like 3 pedals.
Okay.
And I like something that you have to fight. So an older Lamborghini. They started making it less for small people and more for big people in the advent of the Diablo.
Yeah.
I think that pull-up game with the vertical doors and not like the true Lambo scissor doors. I think the car screams poster and curb appeal. It sounds crazy. Good luck because you need to know a good mechanic.
Oh,
like that.
But that's okay. That's okay. Fun while she drives.
Yeah.
I also think the Jaguar E-Type is one of the Series 1 E-Types. I think it's one of the most gorgeous cars ever created. Those are real fun to drive. And I still think if you creatively get one, and again, you need to know a good mechanic as well, but like there's still a lot of value and it's still a really nice looking car. I'm trying to think of the stuff. I'm fortunate enough to own a Spiker. I don't know if you know what.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I have a Spiker C8, not the La Violette, not the convertible, but the hardtop. And it's everything I love about a car. Sounds good, manual shift, design tour de force. It's love it or hate it styling. It's designed after old avionics, a lot of toggle switches, a lot of brushed steel, good cross stitching and leather. It's like an old bomber cockpit.
Yeah.
Audi V8, so it runs pretty nice. It's 3. The C2 or C1 Vet, like that's 63 split window design, right up into 67. I think those are really beautiful cars. How the door jamb is still part of the roof.
Yeah.
The exhaust, if you don't get the side pipe car, the exhaust goes through the back, flip headlights. split bumpers on either side. I think the cockpit looks all like, it is GM, but it's all aeronautic, like all the gauges and the double hump, and then the steering wheel. And they made some great colors in those cars. And
my man could see it while he was doing
Right.
it.
I got to do. I'll sneak 6 into there. I do like the Pontiac Judge. That's
Okay.
70,
Oh,
I literally
Judge?
the 70 GTO Judge is like
My
a holy
brother-
grail
my
car.
brother Daryl.
I don't have one. I had one. I got rid of it, and I regret letting it go. And another one I had that I regret letting go was a 70 Superbird, the Joe Dirt car with the nose.
Oh yeah.
And like, man, they used to sell those. So like, but that, man, there are so many. Like, the old Astons are so fun to drive. Ferrari, Porsche, my God, that's what the driver's car. For a while, I had a BMW Z3 Clown Shoe that I loved. It doesn't need to break lap times. I also know yourself. Like, this car is X fast. Who cares?
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that might care.
Right.
I don't.
Yeah.
I like when it pulls up. And when I see little kids like circle the car parked, like, that's what I like about cars.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was drawn to as a young man.
Little
Like,
kids
so you see
playing,
a
"That's my
Chevelle
car."
or an Oldsmobile
Right.
442. It's like, oh my God.
That's my car.
So it's anything from like an old MGA, the early Jaguar XK120, like, you name it. I think there's beauty in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm trying to build a station wagon out of a Bricklin right now.
Wow.
I've always wanted. I think every garage should have a shooting brake, which is a 2-door wagon, and
Two-door
the
wagon.
Bricklin has the Back to the Future doors.
Oh, okay.
And I want to make a wagon out of it. And I don't know if it's gonna work.
Hey, you gotta try.
But every once in a while, I got some Frankenstein stuff going on too.
My
So-
older brother Daryl, he was like, "Oh man, he has an SLS, or something, an SLS that you had, or he either saw you in." But he was like that. He's my older brother Daryl, little brother John Cena fan. My older brother is a fan of your cars.
Well, what happened was through being obsessed with the car community, you realize it's hard to find people that do great work. I have failed with a lot of shops. It's just like build a house or something like that. It's hard to find people who do good work. I found somebody who we connect with. He's an artist. But his craftsmanship is great. We took a SLK 55 AMG, ripped everything to shreds, and put the body of a 300 SL on there.
Oh, okay.
And we wide bodied it, put the Lambo phone dial wheels on it, murdered it out. Like, it's, again, love it or hate it. Turquoise interior with tartan plaid, white piping, like the things that I love, like Lambo doors on it, chopped hardtop. It's aggressive, but it drives easy, automatic. Yeah. So like, you're in there crunched because of the roof, but like, all you gotta do is put it in drive and hit the pedal and the brake, and you're good. So it's I also love design like that. I can't drive that car more than 10 miles, but the 10 miles I drive it, I enjoy it.
Yeah,
Having fun with it. Yeah.
And your love of cars. But you had nightmares as a chauffeur?
Oh, dude. Pre-GPS, you kidding me? My God. I grew up in West Newbury. I knew one highway, Route 95. That gets me from Boston to West Newbury. And I'd never really been in Boston. And now that I'm a traveler, and like, I'm supposed to do your podcast today. Somebody was kind enough, a car service was like, you just show up, the car's going to be there. Yeah. You guys are counting on me to be here. And then bridge it to like, I'm trying to make the town to wrestle. I got to fly out tonight.
Yeah.
I used to be like 2 hours late picking people up. And I mean, like, at their house, I didn't know how to get to their house. And then I didn't know how to get to the fucking airport. So like,
2 hours is in
sorry, I'm so late. They would shut the door and just motherfuck me. And then on the way to the airport, they'd be like, do you know where the fuck you're going? I'm like, no, not really. But I lasted a month too long, and I think I lasted a month.
So you were a chauffeur.
I drove town cars, and I was like doing like airport runs. And at the time, I was a competitive bodybuilder, so I had like my tuna and the Tupperware.
So the car smelled like tuna.
Oh, dude, it was fucking brutal. I'm so sorry if you ever rode with me, because I know I sucked for that 1 or 2 months that I had the job. My dad got me the job because it was a friend of his, and then the guy was like, dude, if you don't know where you're going, just call. And I would call all the time because there's no mobiles. So I'd have to pull over to find a fucking phone and be like, I don't know where I'm going. Yeah. Like, where are you? I'm like, I don't even know.
You didn't have a Thomas guide back in the day?
I had a Randall McNally, like the map.
Randall McNally, yeah.
But like, man, I
didn't look at it.
I don't know if being a good chauffeur was on a list of my priorities. I didn't give that job all I had.
2 hours late, and it smelled like fish and
dude. It was so bad.
So
bad.
Speaking of driving, I've heard this, but I'm sure a number of people who haven't. Tell me about the day that you decided you were going to traverse Florida.
Oh yeah. So, man, I love my wife, and we literally spend as many days. We pretty much spend every day together, and have for the past 7 years. I love her. She's my teammate.
That's awesome.
Goodness, she makes me a better me.
But that's the goal, right?
Absolutely. There are some circumstances where like she'll go do something, and I'll be left to my own devices. Just so happened where I wasn't working, I had a day off for myself. Like, not that a day off from her it's not what I wanted, but that's what the fate
circumstances.
So I was like, man, I'm gonna take my Civic out for a drive. And I started in Tampa, and I drove to an event in Orlando, and then I drove to see a buddy in Miami, and then I drove to see a friend in Naples, and then I drove to Fort Myers for coffee, and then drove to Tampa. I think it was 900 miles for the day. And like, I left the house at like 5, and I got home at 10:30. And I would stop for like random coffees along the way, because I also love a good coffee shop.
Yeah.
Love a good flat white.
Yeah,
man.
flat white.
Dang it.
Flat
Man.
white. Yeah, Rich. God, you made us look stupid.
It's really, it's not on Rich, though.
Oh, man. I'll put it on anybody but me.
We're putting the heat on him.
I mean,
he's
Don
got-
Bowie.
he's
you
got
drove
strong
by
shoulders.
the spot. You could have stopped.
I have my brother
But
in the
like,
car, man.
if given a day to myself, everyone always asks, like, what are you going to do after work's done? I will find a way to be useful, because I stay curious. Like, I'm excited by life. Take the car out
and drive around the state.
Never turn the radio on once.
No,
I never turn the radio on.
So
you're just in your thoughts
man.
in the wind,
dude. It helps. It's great. And then you're on an open road, and Florida's really flat and really wide roads. So you're like, what can this thing do? And it's amazing when I go back to talk to Honda, and I'm like, I drove around Florida in the Civic. I'm like, what'd you think? I'm like, well, surprisingly stable at 145 miles an hour. You guys had the top speed pegged at 151, but I'm in 6th gear at like 5,200 RPM. And I look, and I'm like, I could probably push this thing to 7. It was incredibly stable. And you look at me like, is it real? I'm like, yeah, look at, I got the road in front of me. Let's see what we can do. And again, yes, against the law. Sorry. But like, I have 6 lanes to myself. Florida's flat. The human vision is like 14 miles down the plane of road. I get this. I got it. I'm good. We're safe. Nobody's there. All right, I'm back down to whatever. But I wanted to see what it can do.
Yeah, of course. I mean, a little bit. Gotta let the horses out.
That's a heck of a road trip.
Gotta let them run.
Gotta let the horses out, man.
Yeah, but that's a random day off.
That's wild, man.
That's my little brother. He'll listen to no radio on the drive too.
And it was like, so you get that thoughtfulness, right? And then you get that connectedness.
Focus.
And then you get out to do, like, I went to the Bricklin event. They had it in Orlando at a giant car museum. So then I'm overwhelmed with, like, it's the biggest car museum in Florida. And I think it's in North America. And like all this sensory overload. And then you get back in the car and it's just you, and you get to process what just happened.
Right.
And then it's like, I'm halfway to Miami. I'll stop at a coffee shop.
Why not?
Talk to the barista. How long you been here? What's the place? I found this place. I think it looks good. Can you make me a flat white?
Yeah.
Just kind of how I judge a place.
Yeah.
And they knew what it was. And then you just sit there and I sat on like the edge looking out at this plaza, and I'm just sitting there like,
people tripping out when they see you.
Honestly, man, I think people realize that, or I think their process is like, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's just no way.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, man, you look just like John Cena. I'm like, yeah, I get that a lot.
Yeah. Can't help it.
But I do, because people come up and like, you look just like John Cena. I get that a lot.
Yeah, because there's a lot of 250-pound balls of muscle just sitting around,
doppelganger folks out there. You never know.
I always tell people, or just run out of stuff to say when they're like, you look just like your dad. Like, it's science. But I just tell them, it's the lighting. I don't really look like I look like my mom, dude. So I'm petty. I don't know if you heard the beginning of the show, but I go by Petty Guerrero around here.
I appreciate the alter egos you guys have. Nothing says I'm a fan of wrestling like I have a persona.
Especially when you work road dog into your persona the way I did.
So I have to we have to get into movies for a second because me and you share this this lifeline right here. But this is a story I've never told anyone.
Okay.
All right. And it was a lesson that I had to learn. But in the beginning of my career, about 10 years ago now, maybe 9 or so, I had this movie, this big time director, and it was an independent, it wasn't on a major, and it was going to have me travel overseas, and it was this war film. And this is probably the second audition I've ever done, or like anything. And so when they tell me, yeah, the director's wants you to come in and you guys are going to workshop it, and like he's going to, you guys are going to work on the role. Now, previously, I worked with Gary Gray for Straight Outta Compton, and when I hear workshop, I'm thinking we're going to go there, we're going to read the script together, we're going to go over notes together, and we're going to workshop the whole thing. I'm not knowing that this man, who's used to working with like Tom Cruise, is expecting me to have the script memorized already. Okay. There were things that I wasn't prepared. Wasn't prepared at all. And I ended up losing this role, and I was like, damn, like it hurt me for a long time. And then I see that John Cena's in The Wall, or the film you did, The Wall. And that film, it hurt me so bad, TJ, because I felt like I'm all about having good report cards. Yeah. I don't like people having something over me that I let them down right there, or I didn't perform to the top of where I was supposed to be. Do you watch films you don't get?
Yeah.
Hell no. I'm petty, man. That's probably bad, but I look at it like I got to just move forward. I got to move past it. Because if I see something that I'm like, I wish I could have been a part of it, it'll kill me. It'll kill me that I didn't get it.
I hear that. What I think is great about that story is as you share it, even through your frustration, you can say, I wasn't prepared.
Yeah.
So there's your takeaway.
Yeah. Turn a loss into a lesson.
Correct. Mm-hmm. In shooting The Wall, I can tell you that there's a reason that the director, you would have bettered your position by having the script memorized, because we would switch immediately. We shot it on film. We shot it in the Mojave, and there were windstorms. Wow. And I always tell myself, like, from everything goes back to wrestling. Did you prepare as hard as you could? Yes. Did you give everything you could? Yes. Did you promote as hard as you could? Yes. Find the lesson in there because they just weren't ready for it. It missed. I fancy myself as somebody who's prepared. I got to work alongside Aaron Taylor Johnson, and he spoke in a Texas accent and a Southern accent, the whole picture. I never knew he was British. Yeah. And our director would be like, page 76, halfway through. And then he'd be like, page 110, because the wind and the light's fucking us. We need to go to page 47. He wouldn't even look. He'd be like, got it. And would just, in real time, save our days by being obsessively prepared.
Right.
And I'm like, man, I fancy myself as somebody who believes in elbow grease. This fucking guy is legit.
Yeah.
And it was inspirational.
Yeah.
So I understand from a person wanting to shoot the movie of like, if we're going to go soon, I need somebody who knows it.
Yeah.
So you never know what somebody else is looking for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I knew the whole script, but I knew the whole script because I'd already been run out of the movie business once, and I didn't want to get run out again. And I didn't. I'm still kind of trying to find my way as an on-screen performer. But the one thing I can do is I can be prepared, and I can be coachable.
Yeah, and that is, it's that part, because where I run into, I think where that part of me that I don't want anybody to have a negative thing to say about me is because I am who I am, the son of Ice Cube.
Yeah. There's
a thing that, sometimes my dad doesn't even understand. Like, my dad doesn't know what it's like to be his son.
And he'll never know.
And so in situations where people have this idea of what I'm going to be and how I'm going to treat things so that I'm entitled, I just always felt like I had that scar on me from not being prepared. And it's helped me with everything else that I've done, is that I never want to be put in that situation again, because I don't know what the people involved went on to think about me after that, because I was there to work. I just wasn't prepared. Like I didn't know to the level of extent that film needed.
A lot of
so
times you can't control that though.
Yeah. I can't let go.
If I leave here today, you guys, that guy's an asshole. I'm doing the best I can. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's where Eddie's philosophy of one fan at a time comes in. Granted, you got a bigger hill to climb because of your origin story. Yet, because of your origin story, you might indeed get more opportunity than someone moving from Ohio to just take auditions and work in a diner.
Yeah.
It is what it is, and it's all relative. And again, I'm blindly optimistic, and this is widely open to criticism, and I respect that. Good work gets you another chance.
Yeah.
Period. That is what I loved about the meritocracy of the WWE. Good work gets you another chance. Yes, there is only one main event spot on WrestleMania. Now there's two. But another chance is another chance.
Yeah.
That's why I don't care if I'm first, last, in the middle. In the year of retirement, very few times was I closing the show.
Right.
I was all over the place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't matter because just an opportunity to do good work. If you're the marquee of a movie and you do good work, it might get you an opportunity to be ninth on the depth chart. But it's another opportunity to do good work. It's just a matter of if you're going to build the obstacles in front of yourself to take it or not. You know, so many of the wrestling performers, I want to bring it back to because no contest wrestling.
Yeah.
They'll touch the sun, so to speak. And then when I had the US Open Challenge, when I won the Intercontinental title for retiring, it's a joke. And I know these people personally, and I know hopefully they'll take the joke. But I would look and be like, yeah, just like Austin would have done. Steve Austin is not taking the United States title after he takes the world title. Because in his personality and what keeps him sharp and driven and motivated is that's a demotion. And I understand that, and I respect that. And by the way, one of the greatest to do it, one of the top three.
Yeah.
I think that DJ would be the same way. I'm not going in this direction. We do this stuff. This is top level stuff. And I respect that too. I don't have their talent, strengths, and gifts. So give me anything.
Right.
Give me a paper belt. I'll try to make it work. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what are you chasing? You know, so many people say, I want to be a wrestler. You got any advice? Go out there and wrestle. There's so many promotions. Couldn't be a better time.
Yeah.
But just do it because you want to do it. Or be honest with me. I want to be in the WWE to make a ton of money. Okay. Well, there's a bunch of avenues you can do that because there's corporate structure behind wrestling. You can be part of a referee. You can be part of the ring crew. Like, there's a way to have call wrestling your vocation. Shout out to Stu.
Shout out to Stu.
My guy.
I wanted to talk to you.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of times we won't ask ourselves to be honest with ourselves about our why.
Yeah.
Why do you want to be in the main event of WrestleMania year after year after year? To be validated that I'm good enough. Well, why don't you think you're good enough? Well, I don't know. It's just that those are people's boxes to open.
Yeah.
I just early on I knew that when I got a second chance, I didn't go straight to the top. I started on Velocity, and I went out there going, Saturday night's my night. Word life. Like never wanting to get off of Saturday night. Like, give me this broadcast. I will kill it. And then I just jobbed out to everybody. Brock killed me. Undertaker killed. I was the go-through guy. Yeah. Because I could cut a promo, say shit that people weren't wanting to hear. Ooh, he was a sick burn. And then yeah, but the kid's timing's okay. Man, he was coachable. And then inch by inch, you gain, and then you lose. I also took a backseat and was able to stand in a position to see it all evolve. I saw it evolve. Man, I saw performers. It's the cycle of life. We put energy into something to make it special, and then you have to just give it away. And the giveaway is more gradual. But like, you leave with nothing. You give it all away. And a lot of folks, it's tough to conceptualize.
Yeah, it's difficult. Now, just to pivot again.
Appreciate it.
You're from, the underground promotion with your brothers, sleeping in the Lincoln Continental, or doing all these things that go into it, being the guy that, gets people over. to being WWE champion for the very first time.
Mm-hmm.
We like to ask champions,
Yeah.
what is it like? All of that went into it. Laying your head on the pillow for the first time as I'm WWE champ.
Yeah, that night.
What is that feeling? By the way, my little brother Sharif was there too.
I was in, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
WrestleMania goes Hollywood.
Yeah, bro.
We were talking about the fact
first
that
and last.
we were there for your first world, not together at that point.
Yeah.
Separate, we didn't know each other back then, but being there for that first one and then being there together for your last one, was also full circle. For
So you got to understand, and again, I think everybody has their own moment.
Mm.
Like there are moments in the journey that I remember and are emotional for me. That was I probably had some drinks with my buddies, went to sleep and got up to go to work the next day. Like I probably had to do media the next day. I remember when Rock was kind enough to come back for Jersey and did business and gave me the title. We didn't get out of there. I didn't get to bed till 1 a.m. and I was up at 4 to do early morning press. So nasty. Like, what's the biggest night of your life like? It was nothing. I woke up exhausted.
Yeah.
I didn't have a cool of the evening, as we like to call it in the business. It's those moments just go so fast.
Yeah, that's Ray Mysterio told us the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't have any glaring memories of post-match. What I loved beforehand was, I don't know if you remember that match, but they gave Bradshaw this incredibly intricate entrance.
Yo,
limousine, money with his face on it.
Oh man, I still got some.
I like to fancy myself as more of a showman and more of an unorthodox performer. So we go through his entrance and we talk. We go up to Gorilla, and we all take a seat like right there. And I'm like, man, what an entrance! It was raining money, and he's just looking at me. I'm like, where's my entrance? And point blank, he's like, you're going over.
Chill out, first of all.
No, but like, what an impactful statement. I need to make myself look as big as I possibly can because I know the end of the story.
Yeah.
And like that's how the people who mentored me used to teach.
Mm-hmm.
You're going over. Like, don't be an idiot.
Yeah.
If you have the entrance and you're winning, it makes mine mean less, especially if yours is better, and you beat somebody who is less.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do this for you, asshole.
Yeah, get your cake and eat
just win. Just go out there and win. But like, that's what I remember from that day. And I remember it so clearly that the message is stuck. Like, it's all about creating the energy and how what's the end of the story and what's going to be the most impactful.
One thing we talk to guys about is, before the individual tour buses and stuff, it's always the road stories. And so many guys say that's their favorite memory that they have, just being on the road with the boys making towns. Are there any stories that you can share that you really stand out to, like, man, we made this town and this happened? Or
so I talked a little about like the fraternal culture of like how hard it is to crack into the fraternity. That I'm glad it is gone. But when you spend 5 days a week with someone in perpetuity, no weeks off, like at my height at 220, 230 matches a year, you got to put a flight on each end of that side and promotion in there. Might have been home 5 days. Maybe. So like, as much as I didn't agree with the fraternal aspect, I loved the familial aspect. And like the hours we used to work and the hours we used to celebrate. And I used to love to just get everybody together. I learned very quickly. I had my first drink. I was sober until the business corrupted me. I had my first drink with The Undertaker.
This is me with coffee.
But he brought me over.
I'm sorry.
Man, you guys dropped the ball on that. What is Colby going to think of us?
That's what I'm saying. That, I text the man. He gave me your order. We don't have runners and stuff here, John.
That's cool. Sorry, that's cool. Man. Hey, you don't yet.
Yeah.
Right on. Building an economy. That's what we're doing.
The next time you come, I promise.
Runners everywhere. Coffee? More coffee? Taker told me in having a drink with him, he didn't tell me this, but having a drink was like So I told him I don't drink. He's like, just take it. I told him I don't drink. I drank. And then immediately it was like, turn towards and open up. I was like, oh my God, you didn't talk. Okay, great. What do you have to say? And then that night I learned never leave early, which I left early. And never announce you're leaving, which I announced to everybody I was leaving.
French exit.
Always take care of your crew. Because the pay was at a point where like top guys were doing well, bottom guys are getting by, especially after all the expenses and taxes and everything. From that day on, open tab. Nobody ever paid for anything. And that's taking care of your crew. And I wanted to like, hey, get out of the arranged meal that the company has set for us and get over to the bar. Because then maybe we can talk. That's how I learned the business.
Open up.
Yeah.
I just started hanging out with the guys. And that's when like Eddie would talk to me afterwards. That's when Kurt would talk to me afterwards. That's when John, we did like a 2-year bar crawl town to town with John. And man, I got such nuggets, you know, like everybody in the business wants to teach. I think it's the most rewarding feeling. I know personally it's the most rewarding feeling. The way things are taught is different. I miss a lot of that. Yeah. But then again, I'm pivoting. I'm just giving away secrets now. I will go to wherever the wrestling is and be like, do you have any questions? Ask me anything. I don't care. Yeah. And hopefully I can give them a nugget that helps out where you used to have to learn that behind, you know, 1.5 feet of mahogany through a bottle of old number 7. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's you pivot, and just the way things are absorbed and the way people learn is different. But I do miss that.
Yeah. It's the camaraderie.
Of like, we went through troubles with each other. Yeah. Like you very rarely bring your personal life inside. When you shut the door, you're there for escape. You're there for people to lighten their backpack. But afterwards, if you need somebody to lean on, it's the people you ride with. It's the people you confide in, the people you can trust. It's a tough business. Yeah. Or it used to be like, if you got in the wrestling business for the money, you're in the wrong business. And those guys got weeded out quick because it's a grind. It's different nowadays. I think it's better in all aspects. But like now you can get in the wrestling business for the money because you got 50 shows a year. You maybe work 20 matches a year. Right. Okay, I can do that. I can be a football player and come over and pick this thing up. But who knows? We might get the next star because of that. I don't know. It's me apologizing to the Unreal guys again of like, I thought this wouldn't work, but it did. I don't know. There's a lot of the performers that want more live events. I don't know if that's good or bad. We've only been doing this a couple years, and all the data points say what we're doing is great. Yeah. And I asked the performers why. They said, we want time under tension. Great answer. When I watch live events, a lot of times you guys go into business for yourself. Fuck off. You have fun, but it's not fun that follows the narrative of the show. Yeah. And it's a disconnect to the audience. Still, so like you have to follow. Yeah. So you want more freedom to be able to, if the crowd is chanting 619, should I do one right now? That's different than like, I want to do a fun spot that I think is going to be fun with my partners, and it'll be a disconnect from the audience. Like I said, I watched every event. Yeah. And when a lot of the performers have fun, they go in business for themselves. That's it. It's not, CM Punk is one of the smoothest who can inside baseball without ruining the narrative. You never know his tricks. Yeah. It's like that when he was like, I miss you already, like in Saudi. He literally dropped the act for 1 second. No one noticed it. And he almost made me bust out crying. Yeah. Like it was so emotional. But he never ruined the narrative. He never went in business for himself. So I don't know if more live events are the answer, because all I've seen is people take advantage of that and make my job harder as somebody who closes the show. They just mess around and have fun and talk about it in the locker room like, oh, it's fun, but they don't listen to the audience whether they bought it or not. And if they buy it, do they buy it in the right way? Like, I don't know. So I don't know any of these answers. Yeah. You know? You spoke about it.
Well, real quick. So we're gonna 1 second. We got a guy up at the shop. How do you take the flat white?
Oh, this is crazy.
This late in the day? In this economy? My God, I got to pass. At this point, I got to pass.
You got to pass? You sure?
I got to.
Okay.
Man, I already want to headbutt a wall. If you guys give me a flat white now. No, I can't. I would never. I could never.
You sure? Because
you're a machine.
You're the prototype.
I can't. Yeah, you gotta time that caffeine spike. Man, it would have been great. Like,
oh my God!
I mean, we got some bourbon over there.
No, it would have like when I walked in, you guys were like, hey, you're a coffee guy. We got something set up for you. That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
And I feel
leave them wanting more. It's a reason for me to come back.
That's right.
Because you guys have built up this coffee to be like epic.
Yeah, and I you know what? Blame me. I will take.
Hell yeah, I'm with that.
I'll take the heat on this.
I like that. That's cool.
No, because I made the text to Seth. I said, "What does he like?" Mm-hmm. He told me where to go. But you know, I'm doing a 3-hour live TV radio show, so it was hard for me. I couldn't get out. So I apologize. That's on me.
Can I ask a few questions?
Please.
Have you had fun so far?
With you?
Yeah.
Yes.
You have 73 episodes in. Do you think this is going okay?
I think this is going wonderfully.
Okay.
But you are the stand. You're the one who we've got to ask, because you've done 100,000 of these. Are we doing okay?
No, this is great.
Okay.
This is great. You guys got good questions. I see you checking the list, but you're not married to the list, which is great. That means you're listening and present. In my mind, a coffee doesn't make this any better.
Okay.
So let it go.
All right.
We're good.
I'm still not. I'm still not.
Man, isn't that the way? We score 99 and we always look at the one.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? It's funny you said
but
that.
99's that's great.
Yeah. Great. But it's funny you say that. And he and I talked about this earlier, just human beings, right? Like I remember hearing Madonna say this once. She goes, I could be doing a concert and say there's 50,000 people there and 49,999 are having the greatest time of their lives. But if I look out and I see one person that looks like they're not enjoying themselves, she's like, I fixate on that. And it's so true. Like we get all types of comments
inside the mind of Steve Austin.
Really? Because we get comments all the time and people say, we love you guys, blah, blah, blah. But that one person will go, you guys suck, or someone else is better. And instead of hyping up all the other people, I focus on that.
I just embrace my heel.
Yo, Steve had like supernatural hearing.
Okay.
And would fixate on the one and not listen to the 12,000.
Really?
I don't think I have that, because if you look at my trajectory, it went immediately to polarizing. Like, companies pushing this guy, fuck him. So every night it was mixed.
How did you deal with that? Half the crowd, let's go Cena. But then you start to get the Cena sucks. No, you're a professional. I'm sure you.
By the way, this goes to the critics out there too. The people that were all up in arms about, like, they didn't do John justice on the farewell tour. You guys were the guys telling me I suck.
Yeah,
like up until like now. I mean, your late arrivals will welcome everybody, but I just want you to kind of remind yourself of history. You know, never forget that.
Well, it's kind of when you were on your Hill tour and you told these people that thing. Like, yeah, they didn't show you the love.
Was the most authentic why that I could find. Mm-hmm. Why would this virtuous guy do this? Because in a desperate hour, he realizes he's been mistreated. It's not his job to just take shit and like the taste. It is not how you treat human beings. It is not fair. And you have stripped me of my human right. Like that's a legitimate argument. That's a legitimate angle. And that's the best I could do, because I think it was already a reach, great moment. But like, how do we carry the moment beyond the moment? There has to be an authentic why behind it. And the why is, I finally realized, I say you guys are the best. You're not. You have been everything miserable in my life.
That's like gold, dude.
But like, that's authentic.
Yeah,
and I really wanted to.
It's got a point.
I wanted to cross the line without use of bad language. And I'm the victim. When you're wearing the championship, saying you're the victim is despicable. And then like, I am the victim of an abusive relationship. I can't tell you how much I fixated on those words, workshop that sentence to be like, it needs to sound like this. Because that's not true. But every bad guy has to have their perspective of the truth. Right? And that's some pretty crazy shit that I would like even bridge that gap or try that channel, but like almost be like, people could be like, I can kind of see where he's coming from.
Yeah, that's all.
You did tell him,
like, we sing his theme song and say John Cena sucks. Yeah. And like, he's had to just smile and deal with it the whole time. How did I deal with it? The creative direction was to do it virtuously. That's it. It's not my choice. Everything in my instinct would say, this is when we flip. The data showed a different story. So I'm told by creative that like, we're never doing this. Until something catastrophic happens.
Right.
Because everybody wanted it.
But it was weird because They wanted it.
They did, right.
They wanted it, but when they got it, it was gross.
Yeah.
It just didn't fit. It's like you want it because, okay, they're pushing him. All right, he's going nowhere. My God, would you get some depth? A lot of times, like the best relationships in our lives and the strongest bonds we form are the folks we're around every day. And yes, my character has evolved. I went from trying to win the main event at WrestleMania against The Rock to protect WWE to drinking beers in the front row and getting squashed by The Undertaker.
Yeah.
Like you do go through dips. I tried again to telegraph it as much as I could. I haven't won a match in 3,000 days. You want to talk about Roman's winning streak? I don't have it anymore, bro. Like,
yeah.
You're fine. Look at the data.
Yeah.
I'm off. And you guys aren't listening. And like, just trying to develop all of those little things to come up with your why. But the reason I was able to handle that, and the reason that any chance I get, I say thank you to the WWE audience. I experienced humility with them. I experienced failure. I was never able to get too big for my own head because every single night I had crowds in massive proportions tell me I couldn't do the job that I could. You can't wrestle. Heard every single chant. Mm-hmm. And I'm just trying to perform under the creative constructs that I have. So I can't wrestle. I suck. Mm-hmm. Fuck you, Cena. Like you name it. They were chanting, fuck you, Cena, when I inducted Refrigerator Perry into the Hall of Fame at a memoriam for Eddie Guerrero.
That's wild.
Yo, wild is an understatement.
Damn.
Like, what the fuck?
So inappropriate.
What the fuck?
So inappropriate, dude.
But it is, it's perfectly appropriate because of the venue.
Yeah.
You know?
That reminds me of that night in ECW.
Oh
that
my
was,
God.
That was quite possibly the most hostile crowd of all time.
Like this is what I love. Like hostile or energetic. Those are the best crowds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, man, I had so much fun with Rob that night. And you want to talk about like giving back in any way you can. The finish was great, but like, yo, Rob, this was your house. These are your folks.
Yeah.
Let's go out there and have a good one.
Yeah.
You know, like it was so great. It's the ones, this is the toughest crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So I never took it personal.
No,
because my job is to provide you an escape. Yeah. You bring your life into the arena and everyone has problems. I don't care how life has awarded you. Your problems could be very first world. Your problems could be a lot different than that. But when you come into our house, you let that shit loose.
Yeah.
In any energy you want. And that's what makes WWE unique and different. It's not like a rock concert. It's not like a sketch show. It's not like a stand-up. The audience is the act.
Dude, and I've said it in my speech. I know I wasn't a Cena guy. I've booed you a lot. But there was one last moment of fear that you gave me as a fan because I've always kept my eye on wrestling. I think with the Bloodline and everything was the first time in a long time where I was like, I'm emotionally invested here. And then I get online and I was quite mean, John, to a lot of people online because I was a heel in my own mind.
You want to?
He loves to go.
I love a good, I love to just run people through the mud a little bit. It's all right. Fun and games.
I don't choose that path, but I got to respect that.
Yeah,
as long as you're accountable for your actions.
So during Roman's, the height, I was just anybody's favorite. I was just destroying online, and then I get a bunch of hate comments. But boy, when your music hit, that damn, or was it SummerSlam?
Yeah,
when that comeback, I was like, this motherfucker, bro. Of course, how fucking poetic that is, John, to come and take this from Roman right now. He's going to get 17. I ran it all through. I fantasy booked the entire
You were close.
thing. Boy, I was so...
You were close. And
man, that was my last bit of fear.
Maybe a conversation you can have with Paul Heyman, with Roman Reigns when you see him. That night was supposed to go very different.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You were supposed to get a fear sandwich.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. And
thank you, God.
In the last moment, we had a surprise guest booked, and he came out after the match was over. In Brock. They didn't secure Brock until 5 p.m. that day. And you want to talk about pivoting, right?
Yeah.
A message to anybody out there listening, thinking I'm talking from a high place or a glass house. I was going to win 17. We were going to have someone come out and restart the match, and Roman was going to take it back. And
I've never heard this.
So this
John
is
Cena.
creative.
Yeah.
And the way we put together the match was we were going to give him a hell of a match. Everything out the door, no rules, no nothing, like tons of finishers, all this stuff, because I was going to win. And then Roman was going to take it back. So you have this battle, this hard fought battle. And then through a nefarious set of rules, matches restarted. Here we go. Then we secure Brock. And TR comes and said, I need to see you. We're switching the finish. To what? Roman over. Yep. Clean. Yep. Okay. What do you want to do? Let me just talk to Roman and Paul. I go in. They're like, you got the news? I said, I got the news. What do we do? I said, 1 spear. That's it. Whatever match you want to have, that's fine. You beat me with your finish once.
Yeah.
And I love Paul. Paul Heyman has been a great mentor. And he gets it. And he recognizes somebody who sees that it's not about them, it's about the story. This is going to make Roman better because they're having him win so he can go on to bigger and better things. And it switched right there.
Wow.
An hour before, like we're on the West Coast. So it's like an hour before the thing. So it happens to everyone. It happens from the top of the card down to the bottom. They will switch. They will cut your time. They will give you different creative. It happens all the time. So I didn't flip out when
Pivot.
Yeah. When Travis didn't want to do it anymore, when Rock chose to go another way. It happens. I saw Steve Austin leave. I saw him get fired. Like I was there when they fired him in Atlanta. Like it happens. It happens all the time. But that's like, I was supposed to win 17 that night, pissing your cornflakes. But
I would have cursed your name until
what we served from the kitchen was a different, was a different menu.
Oh, just the thing.
And by the way, I don't think anybody knows that story.
Yeah,
so this is an NCW exclusive.
This is and you want clickbait? Like Cena was supposed to win 17 way early. Summer of Cena was supposed to be summer of 17.
Yeah, dude.
And that's. I promise you, as much I know, Roman has a personality. You may not be able to get that out of him. No. I know you'll be able to get it out of Paul. Okay. And I know eventually you'll be able to get it out of Roman.
Yeah, when he's Joe.
Folks, that's an NCW exclusive right there.
Dude, you don't understand. That means that there's a parallel, there's a alternate universe where I'm pissed.
Oh, yeah. There's an alternate universe where you're a heel, where you go online and you're mean to people. Oh, you run people through the mud. Oh,
that's
no,
what
sorry.
he does. Yeah.
That's what you do.
Oh, thank God I live here.
One thing I wanted to ask before, because you've been so gracious with your time and I don't want to keep you too much longer, but because I DM'd him last night and I told him I'd ask, was Stu.
Yeah.
Talk to we love Stu.
Stu's the man.
Everybody loves Stu because
okay. So why do you all say that? I gotta ask.
Because you started to talk to Stu during your intro.
Yeah.
So everyone got to know this cameraman named Stu. We WrestlePalooza, we go backstage, right? And he and we want to talk to everybody in wrestling, from the announcers to the wrestlers to everyone backstage. And we go up to this guy and he's talking to us and he goes, some other guy asked, would you want to be on the cameraman podcast? I think it was a joke, right? And we're like, yeah. And I go, man, we really want to talk to Stu. And he goes, I'm Stu. And I went, wait, you're Stu? We
flipped out.
I marked out like Matt Stryker when Booker T came back to the Royal Rumble. That was my mark out moment to meet Stu, just because I'd never seen the man. But I know you talked to him for years, so we all feel like we knew Stu.
We know Stu.
What made you start dropping his name and talking to him on the way to
So there's a lot there. There's a lot of rules in what we do that no one knows about. I think the most common ones out there in the ethos probably would be like, keep your hands up when you're getting punched.
Oh yeah.
And that's just because I'm not an advocate for this, because sometimes you can be out on your feet. I've seen fighters just
drop their hands,
lean with their head, and like that's realistic. But the reason that starts is so you're not just calling spots to a guy. Like I'm the loudest talker in the biz, but I talk during the noise, so you can't really hear me. Or if you can, it's like a bonus. But I'm not like, do this spot. And then like we've all seen that. If you've watched enough matches, you've seen the deer in headlights of over communication. Yeah. The keep your hands up is essentially like y'all are being lazy and just talking through your stuff. And the stuff in between, the important glue that holds these spots together, is being sacrificed and no one believes. That's what they're trying to say with keep your hands up.
Okay? Oh yeah, that's a lot.
Don't break the fourth wall. That's another one. I don't agree with that.
Okay.
Because sports are shot and football players come up, take their helmet off, and like,
Hi, Mom.
I know the audience is at home. And it's weird. We say, don't break the fourth wall, but work the hard camera. I don't get that. Yeah. I don't believe in either one. There's 8 cameras or maybe more out there. They're going to catch it. Yes, a good wide shot of everything is good to broadcast. It's good to go to cutaways, but it's also a live event. And I've been in houses that are full, and some houses where no people are this side and everyone is this side. Or some buildings like Dublin. When we did TV in Dublin, no fans on the camera side just because of the way the building's shaped. Everybody else is around. You cannot ignore the act. The audience is the act. Mm-hmm. So I don't ever work the hard camera. And I always break the fourth wall, but I couldn't. How could I? Talking to the fucking cameraman. So I talk over the corner of the mat box to Stu. And I know all those guys. Rico, Stu, Marty, and Stu's always the first guy I see. Mm-hmm. It's double fold. I get 2 rewards out of this. I get to thank the truck, the production that makes us look way better than we actually are, and they never, ever get credit. So when I thank the camera department or talk to the camera department or the camera department gets recognized, production gets recognized. Yeah. So that's a win there. Secondly, I'm in your home. I'm talking to you. You guys know about Stu. Yeah. And you're like, Stu's the man.
Stu's the man.
It's because I've talked to you for years. Mm-hmm. And you can sometimes see fatigue in my face, but then it's just like, let's go to work. And then when you turn, you take away that element. Yeah. Like I didn't know how long I was going to be a bad guy, but I knew like, take away the energy, take away the Stu, like the little nuances, wear the belt backwards, just the little things of like walk, don't run, take the energy out of the character. Talking to Stu allowed me to talk to you guys at home. Yeah. And I didn't believe in the rule, so I came up with a creative way to break it. I never got a good explanation.
Yeah, because I said so.
But I thought it was a way to get people at home excited, to like, if you're not there, Stu, can you see all this? You're missing. You guys got to be here. So maybe that I got to go. Yeah. I got to go.
Yeah.
You know, it was a twofold way of, and I love Stu. We have such a great friendship, and I don't know if anybody's going to pick up the torch, but it would also be weird for somebody to begin to talk to him. I don't know.
Yeah.
But man, we had like a 20-year run.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
Sick. Yeah.
That's all right. And in Petco, his son was pulling cable for him.
Yep.
And I was able to say, like, they're both baseball fans. So we're at a ballpark. Yeah. His son's there pulling cable. His daughter was working production as well. It was a family day at the ballpark. So say, like that was towards the end too. So that was a really, really special.
That's cool.
Final with Stu.
Yeah. So like I said, I DM'd him last night and he replied, "Excellent. You could not find a better man."
He hasn't met enough people. He must only follow you on X.
Now we've talked about pivoting. We've talked about, just not taking
pretty much a lot of the world's problems. We've talked about life.
Because I said so, not working. Not just always knowing to think on your feet. You've always been you've also been put into situations where the guy you're working with is going through it. Rock has now started talking about where he tore his abdomen 10 minutes into you guys' match. Miz in 27, he's getting concussed. We've talked to people before about, taking care of a guy in a match, doing it on a main event of WrestleMania. What's going through your mind?
It's the same as any other match.
Yeah.
Yep. And I have enough matches in the bank to prove this. The things that you aren't seeing when Miz is concussed.
Yeah.
I'm talking to Mike Chioda planning the match with me and The Rock. Okay, this is what Miz's part was supposed to be. If he is incapable of doing it, and you guys deem him incapable, let's get him safe and sound. I will do exactly these things. Can you get that message back to Dwayne? And in real time, that's happening. And when they say Miz can go, he remembers what's going on. Is that we're going with that? Yes, we're going with that. Okay, that's fine. Rock tearing his abdomen. It's like, where are we? Keep in mind, no one knows what we have planned.
Yeah.
No one knows what the match is supposed to be. Can I make a story out of him tearing his abdomen? 100%. Sami Zayn's debut in Montreal, he blows his shoulder to pieces.
Wow. My goodness.
You can see us sizing each other up in the beginning. And I'm literally, it's like I'm the person with the clipboard at the health. Do you have any previous conditions? How bad do you think the injury is? I'm literally going through the checklist of like, what are you capable of? What can you do? We will fix this. Because they don't know what we have planned.
Right.
The worst is trying to jumble fuck through a dance you can't step to. That's when everyone knows it's a work.
Yeah.
But if you're really hurt, that's incredible. Like, if you're really hurt and you can go.
Yeah.
And if you're really hurt and you can't, there is no wrong at all. You just don't want to put anyone's health in jeopardy. So my main concern is, am I putting your health in jeopardy? You have answered me honestly. Is that adrenaline or are you good?
Yeah.
I tore my pec. And I thought I tore my bicep.
Yeah.
When Seth put my fucking nose on the side of my face. Yeah. Like, I've had so many injuries in there. Wrestling Brian with the it's not a tumor. My arm. Like, I've had so many of those of like, when Seth broke my nose, I remember like, okay, I need a second. And I go to the corner and I'm like, I just need a second. I can think, I'm not concussed. My nose is on the side of my face. Good to go. When I tore my pec, it was on a hip toss. I was like, man, I feel okay. I just need a second. We went through that whole match.
Yeah.
We did the whole match. But like, something was off. But mechanically, what we had, no problem. I'll do it. And I've had matches where guys are like, I can't. This is all I have. No problem. That's all you have. Let's just work with what we have instead of imagine something we don't. So you get more calm. Yes.
Keep calm.
It's when you don't, like, you just don't want to get in there trying to do something you're not capable of doing.
We asked AJ Styles who are some names that when he sees them on the card, it's you versus whoever, that he knows, oh, I'm gonna be all right. They're gonna take care of me. You were on his list.
No kidding.
Yeah, you were on his list, and Finn Balor.
Wow. Wow, just two?
Oh, that's what he named.
I can remember.
Yeah, he said you and Finn Balor. He said you, because even though you guys are so different, it's crazy how you guys' styles clashed.
Yeah.
But he just said, even with the different styles, like he said, getting in the ring with you, he knew that he was getting out of there. Like, I'm gonna be okay. Who comes to mind when I ask you that question?
Never anybody that I felt unsafe with.
Okay.
There are people that Brock makes you earn it because his stuff is just so explosive, but he's so safe. He really is
awesome.
Like I never once feel I can't take 22 Germans now, but like he had that idea of like, I think I just suplex you and beat you. Yeah. All right. And everyone's explosive.
Yeah. That was shocking.
But everyone is safe.
Yeah.
I do my research on guys. Like, not only do I dive into their personality, I watch their past matches, I watch what they're capable of. With Logan, he doesn't have many matches to go on. And a lot of stuff that he was doing was like viral moments. I'm like, I need something more than that. We never left the ring.
Yeah. My sister appreciates things like that.
I saw Logan and I'm like, man, you look and work like Cesaro. So I called Claudio. I'm like, hey, can I borrow some stuff, please? He's like, are you kidding me? He's part of the coffee group.
Yeah.
No problem. He's like, I can't be there. It'd be an honor. So I'm like, hey, Logan, watch this guy. These are things I think you can do. And I would send him modified clips of like the Super European, the giant swing, all things I thought Cesaro did well that I think Logan could do well. And by the way, this might help you with your style. Like, get more stuff.
Yeah.
Because take it from 5 Moves of Doom. There's going to come a time where you need more stuff. Like that's just the nature of the beast. You're going to need more stuff. So mess around with this. But I'll like go in on guys and see what they do. So and the rest of the match, Like you guys don't realize I just wing it. Like I'm one of the last of the improvisational performers.
Yeah.
And I'm out now, so I guess I'm out. But
the last world champion, right?
Yeah.
The way I was taught by the guys who mentored me, Booker T's of the world, especially Shakespeare, Booker T, is like, listen, plan your finish from the comeback on. And in the beginning section, you're just trying to get the audience to a point where they want to see you come back, where they want to see you, without lack of a better term, Hulk up. A lot of performers say, all right, we got 5 minutes. You take one. We got a 3-minute finish. And you'll see a lot of, like, this is way inside baseball, but no contest wrestling. So who cares? Bro. You'll see a lot of bump and feeds to no noise. I'll bomb some nights, so I'll be making the comeback to no noise, but it ain't because of lack of trying. But what I do, if we have a 35-minute match and I want to do a 15-minute finish, I'll take that 20 minutes to just listen. And a lot of the times I'm calling the pace of the guys, and it's by design. We'll start out quick and then go more methodical, because if you know, the geography and everything's right, you'll see me. I never turned heel, but I worked with intent with some guys.
Yeah, on there.
And those were all the real tweeners. AJ was one, Punk was another, because the crowd wanted to see those guys. So how do I make them want to see them? Turn the energy down. And then the people would be like, what did you just fucking do something?
Yeah, it makes them.
And then when you do something, when you explode, the audience is like, yeah, things are going to happen. And then you start taking them on this ride of like, how can we swerve it? Or like, is this a night where we just go straight through? Does John do his little comeback and then get stopped and then get F5 11 times? Like there are those nights too, but that's how I use my time. Performers are so surgical in what they do. They segment every minute. I can't plan. I don't know who's out there. I don't know what audience is out there. All I can do is hedge. Yeah, I'm right at the curtain when they come in. What are they chanting? What are they wearing? And it's not be like, I'm over. It's like, okay, there's a few John Cena t-shirts. I know it's not 100 to nothing.
It's like having a written that this is what I'm going to rap. And then when you hear the beat and your written don't fit the beat and you still try to put it on there.
Yes. Or it's like a stand-up routine. You tell a joke and it bombs. Like there's a great YouTube of Bill Burr just lighting into a crowd in Philadelphia because his stuff wasn't working. And he just goes apeshit on the crowd and they fucking loved it. It was great. But that's a guy who can think on his feet and adapt. Yeah. You can't predict who is there. But what I can do is use my time, strengths and gifts, and we all have the same fundamentals. If you guys graduate from NXT, I know you have the same fundamentals. Yeah. And I'll ask beforehand, what do you do? But I already know what you do because I've already researched you.
Right.
So be like, okay, if you do the swinging neck breaker, if I say swinging neck breaker out there, you know to hit me with that, right? Okay, great. And I'll just use these things as bait to try to get the audience interested. And sometimes they're interested from go. So it's like, hey, we just need to not fuck this up. And then sometimes they're apathetic, and apathy is the that's so tough to get them interested. And I love those matches where it's like the Midnight Express versus the Southern Boys, where it's just apathy. But at the end, the fucking Southern Boys are over, but you have to really invest action into that. You know what I'm saying? And like,
I think that's our first Southern Boys reference on No Contest.
Market.
So I had great teachers in Danny Davis and Jim Cornette. Danny Davis was a great fundamentalist. Jim Cornette is a wrestling historian. They each have their own personality. I care deeply for them both. They helped me be a better performer. Jim would put a box of tapes in front of us and a box of books. Like, read the books, watch the tapes. When you watch the tapes, when you watch Midnight versus Southern Boys, only watch it as an example of how to get an unknown tag team over. When you watch Tiger Mask and Dynamite, only watch it for body techniques and kinesthetic awareness and pace. When you watch Lawler Dundee, only watch it for the punches.
I was literally thinking that.
Throw a punch like this. So Jim is all about it. And that's how I started looking at guys. And that's how I started learning about, like, what are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What do you need to improve on? What can we do? So when you ask me, like, who took care of me? Everybody. Because I got to work with, like, the last of the Carney guys. Right. And I was the new kid then, so they don't want to stink the joint out. And they took care of me too, because they knew I wanted to learn. I was eager. Like, I would, kid, your punches suck. be to the building by noon when they know I'm going to get in the hotel at 6 a.m. Throw 1,000 punches. No problem. I'll be there at 11:30.
Yeah.
I'll throw 2,000 if you want. Show up the next day. Yeah, sure. No problem. You're all right, kid.
Yeah.
All right. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, I want to hate this son of a bitch. But it's the story. It's my professional arc. Cena sucks. And then at the end, you guys are clapping.
Yeah.
Thank you, though. Thank you.
That's
Thank you.
sick.
So I've never felt unsafe because I do my homework.
Right.
I know guys like Kevin Owens, we're going to push the line a little bit, but I will go through stuff with him. I'll practice stuff with him.
Yeah.
Because he does a lot of like brain buster stuff but he knows his stuff like the back of his hand.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, man, with you, we just post for me once. Oh, we will be fine. I know we will. I just want to feel what's going on. I've never felt unsafe because also I only do stuff I can do 1,000%.
Preparation.
And only go out there with stuff you can bat 1,000. Yes, the springboard stunner might not have been 1,000. But I was in a weird point in my life. It was a wrestling midlife crisis.
Sometimes you got to hit a springboard.
Sometimes you got to use a horseshit springboard. Cody's got it way better than I do. But like that's kind of like the only instance where I was like, man, I don't know how confident I am in doing this. I just won't do it. I just won't do it.
Yeah. Don't.
So when you go out there with the confidence of like everything we're going to do is within the fundamental training and within your wheelhouse, kind of everybody takes care of you.
Speaking of taking care of him.
Yeah, because we've had you here for a while.
My goodness, what time is it?
We've had you.
Oh my God.
No.
And we, like I said, you've been so generous with your time.
You know what? Honestly, though, reflecting on it, I could really use a coffee.
You evil fucking asshole, dude. I knew it all these years.
He just turned
And I
it
just,
on.
bro, and I let him in. I was vulnerable. Let him know that I cared about it.
Yeah.
You know, I've been fortunate enough. Got some resources in the bank. I can do some stuff. One thing I can't do is produce a coffee right now.
We got a carrot.
My
We got a
brother's
Keurig in the
never
back.
seen me be in this weird position where I have nothing to battle
And
with.
if
There's
you guys didn't build it up, I wouldn't miss it. But now, I mean, what this interview could have been,
right?
with a double espresso
Levels.
and 4 ounces of hot milk.
I mean,
What this interview could have been.
there was
Levels,
a Starbucks,
dude.
but we
Instead, we have left it on the table.
Yeah.
We have left it. The interview's there, and this is where it is.
I'm not going to feel good about this.
All
I
right.
should feel good. I don't feel good.
Okay, listen. I got a situation for you. You're in a coffee bar.
Nah, we got to put them in the bar.
I don't know, man. This is getting real coffee based around this moment. But so in
It
a
is.
bar.
I got a situation for you. Change your name to the No Coffee Wrestling Podcast.
I hate that I saw the
On
gears
this
work.
edition of the No Coffee Wrestling
Coffee
Podcast,
Wrestling
We have the
will
never-
NCW.
We have the 17-time
not
champion
have
John
coffee.
Cena, and we don't caffeinate him.
So
Yeah,
if I'm in a coffee bar,
You're at a bar
You're at a
anytime
bar.
enjoying whatever drink John Cena wants.
there's a difference between one they serve uppers, the others they serve downers. So
Downers.
okay, so if
You're drinking in Okerlund.
right on, okay,
Yeah.
excellent, right on.
So
So you're at a bar drinking in Okerlund.
there's 50 dudes at this bar, and they claim that they can see you all around.
Yeah.
All right. They do not like John Cena.
They're the ones that chanted Cena sucks.
Yes.
Mhm.
I need you to pick a team of you and 4 other superstars to make sure the Never Seen 17 is making it to the car. It's our number one question everybody likes to draft.
You know, the Honda's outside waiting. It's running. You got to get
no,
you.
so man, like, dude, very real talk to a hypothetical question.
Okay.
Violence is not an answer; it is an absolute last resort.
Right.
Of course.
Diplomacy wins.
Mhm.
Period.
That's what Paul Heyman said.
I literally will lean. So I want him.
Because he said, I'll talk.
I want Paul because he's a diplomat.
Mm.
I'd want Punk because he's a diplomat.
Yes.
Cody
Oh, Cody's a yeah. To be in
and
that
I
level.
think maybe Colby.
Oh, yeah, Seth.
You know, and I wouldn't want Brock. I wouldn't want guys I wouldn't want Batista.
Mm.
I wouldn't want Joe. I wouldn't want guys who give off, even as diplomatic as they could present themselves. I wouldn't want guys who give off an initial reputation of like, oh fuck, it's gonna go down.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been in some places where it's backwards. I try to keep myself from those places now because I think I can kind of see them. You can do the math on a place. I should turn around and get out of here.
Yeah, for sure.
Diplomacy wins.
Mm-hmm.
And if you gotta open the bar that night, or if you gotta really lean in and be vulnerable, however you gotta negotiate the situation. If something happens in there, something has gone wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm a firm believer in that. So I would want a cast of diplomats. I think maybe Bruce Pritchard is slide in there for Colby because he was Brother Love, so he's a performer. So like I need me some diplomats, some people who can diffuse the situation and calm it down.
But what if the situation won't be diffused, despite your best efforts?
So what I'm hearing now is
it's going down.
This
John,
hypothetical situation is if you are in a fight, a physical fight, whoever I choose on my team is fucked because I haven't hit anybody for real in 20 years.
Oh man!
Don't tell us that.
Oh man!
Like they're fucked.
You know.
So like whoever I choose, I'm handicapping them by one dude because I'd be like, yo. I threw my best 2 punches at Fanatics Fest. And everyone's like, I'm like, no, that's the best I got.
Oh man!
So you definitely didn't shoot your best jump shot.
I did not.
Well,
and I realized, by the way, indicators of it's time to go. Like I used to be able to dunk.
Damn, that's crazy.
Really?
And like a few years ago, I used to be able to dunk when I did carpool karaoke with Shaq.
Yeah,
I'm up there on the rim, and I'm not good at basketball, but I can jump.
Yeah,
I used to be able to jump, dude.
Man, used to
I brick, air ball, whatever. I'm like, I'll get the crowd back by going and hitting rim and just hanging off the rim. I couldn't even touch the fucking net, bro. I couldn't even touch the net. And my buddy's over there laughing at me because he's like, I knew what you were trying to do and I knew you wouldn't be able to make it. So again, you don't avoid the data of like, I'm a step back. I'm not where I'm at. Your vertical jump goes down 6 to 8 inches.
It's a wrap.
You gotta give it to the young guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that was, that Fanatics Fest was an eye opener for me.
Oh, dude, that Fanatics Fest was everything for us because I got to meet Triple H and Stephanie. He called.
Oh, here he goes.
He called the Undertaker Mark. What a weirdo.
That's a choice. No, that's a courageous choice.
So crazy.
I didn't. But
what happened?
Well, you were saying, why did I do that? Right?
No. You were. Okay, so yeah, sure. Why'd you do that?
Okay, so here's what happened.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're meeting people, right? And I think it's because of his podcast, right? Because he was kind of the last guy who kind of kept up that character at the time, right?
Sure.
Kind of like the last of the Mohicans there. And so, because he had the podcast, people start calling him Mark.
Yeah, he's opened up a little bit.
Bro, I don't know why. I got my buddy Mike McGinnis works for Fanatics Fest. He goes, this is the Undertaker. And I just turned like I knew this man, right? Like one time I was
in your perspective, you did. You watched enough wrestling where he's
No, I don't know Mark.
I know.
I know the Undertaker.
Hell, you think you are?
So it was like one day I used to work in this. I was a talent agent here in Hollywood, and Drew Barrymore's company was on the same floor as ours. This is when she was filming Charlie's Angels. For 8 months, never saw her. One day the elevator opens. We're on Sunset and Doheny. No one in the elevator but Drew Barrymore, and I literally almost went, "Hey, Drew," like I knew her, and I'm like, I don't know you though.
DB.
So the thing is, there's Undertaker, and I go, "Hey, Mark, nice to meet you," and he shook my hand, and then 5, 4, 3, 2. I went, oh my God. What did I just do?
Well,
and I said, bro, I am so sorry. I said, I did not mean to call you by your government name. I think I just got
you
to
apologize right away.
Yeah, I did.
So how was all that received?
Oh, he goes,
he choked him. No.
Yeah, he put me through a table. No, he goes, I'm a little bit more lenient nowadays.
See, there you go.
And he smiled.
It's not that big a deal.
But bro, there was a second, and he looked at me. I went, "What did I just do?"
I'm like, yo, you're bald.
Yeah, but I apologize. I'm like, look, bro, I'm sorry.
Well, tag team partner right here.
What a business, right?
Yeah.
Like, what a cool way to make your way through life.
Right. Listen, my dad's is Cube. Anybody call him O'Shea, he will cuss you the fuck out right then and there, dude. Who you think you are? You don't know me. You didn't grow up with me.
I got lucky, I guess, with John Cena.
Yeah.
By the way, how did
the way, what's my government name? Bolivar Shagnasty.
Bolivar Shagnasty.
I can see why you changed it.
I did.
You mentioned driving the cars with Shaq.
Yeah.
And there's one thing you did with Shaq And before we let you go,
I was almost out of here.
You were, but and
I was almost.
You can say no.
There is no coffee.
I completely.
Wow. But it's always been.
But go on. Shoot your shot.
It's been my thing because I've heard this song. I don't know, couple thousand times, and I think I've committed it to memory.
Okay.
And I saw you and Shaq do it.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if Jason Feller back there plays your theme, could we just, the three of us, just form a cipher and just spit? The time is now.
I wasn't a fan. I don't know no words.
So I would normally reject this, right?
What a beast!
But there's three of us here, so if I mess up, you guys can hold.
And by the way, we probably can't put this on the pod anyway.
Why not?
Well,
rights and royalties.
But I can put it on Instagram.
So no, let's do it like this then. Don't play the track. We'll just do it a cappella.
Whoa, this is crazy.
Wow,
so in case you forgot or fell off, I'm still hot, knock your shell off. Money stacked fat, but I can't turn the swell off. The franchise, doing big business, I'm in this. It's automatic, I win it. So you hear those horns, you finish. A soldier, and I stay under you fighting. Plus I'm storming on you chumps like I'm thunder and lightning. Where you break me, kid, I'm harder than nails. Plus I keep it on lock like I'm part of the jail. Slaughtering stale competition. Got the whole block wishing they could run in my division, but they gone fishing. With no bait, kid, your boy hold weight. I got my soul straight. I brush your mouth like Colgate. In any weather, I'm never better. Your boy's so hot, you never catch me in the next man's sweater. If I hate, let him hate. I drop your whole clan. Lay that ass down for the 3-second tan.
The greatest of all time.
Yeah. Thank you so much, bro.
I'll show myself out.
That was the best way we could have ended that.
Yes, sir.
On behalf of, wait, TJ, please tell people where they can find us.
Oh, right, because you're going to want to watch this, all right? So when you go online, you go to Twitter X, you're going to see us at There's No Contest. You go to Instagram, No Contest Wrestling Podcast. On TikTok, it's No Contest Wrestling Pod. You'll find us on ESPN, as we are the only wrestling podcast on ESPN.
The only.
Apple, Spotify. You go to the Rich Eisen Show YouTube page, you're going to get to see this man, the greatest of all time,
or
John Cena. Or you might not see him because some people can't. But that's where you can find us. That's where we're going to do this. Thank you so much.
And also, don't search No Coffee Wrestling Podcast.
Yeah, it's not real.
Or search it.
Get on that.
You better get on that now. You got until you release this to get on that.
Yeah, just never.
No coffee.
Just know that'll never happen again.
Right. On behalf of my podcast partner, I'm O'Shea Jackson Jr. Make sure y'all have a good day, but not too good. Because who the hell do you think you are?
Right?
That's
Bye, Miss Parker.
That's how I wave.